All right.
Uh,
Let's get ready to rumble. All right. I won't all be yelling, I promise. Hey, Internet. I think this is the button. Wow, that is not aimed properly. Hi, Internet. My name is... It's because I moved my camera. There we go. My name is Todd, and we're going to be playing some Dungeons & Dragons tonight. I'm super excited. It's going to be an exciting game. For those who haven't joined us before, we are a homebrew D&D campaign. We're on episode 26 or so, and that is... it's called Strange Acquaintances is our thing. I'm getting a bit of an echo from somebody. I'm not sure. So anyway, ours is called Strange Acquaintances, and it's a ragtag crew, you know, the usual. So we're going to be diving in, meeting all the players, all the characters. Tonight, by the way, we are streaming out live on Twitch, YouTube, and for the very first time, out on Instagram. So no matter how you're joining us, welcome. Thank you very much. And as always, we are podcasting as well, not live, but after the fact, out on all the podcast places. So you can go check us out on iTunes, Spotify, all the stuff. So yeah, if you like it, please don't forget to hit the button to like, subscribe, follow, etc. And you can track along with all our ongoing live games. And if you happen to be here legitimately live, Twitch or YouTube, you can message us and we will spend some plot points, and we'll try to incorporate the chat into the game as best as we can. You can come up with suggestions for names, monster ideas, maybe you get a plot idea and you're like, wait, what if suddenly the trapdoor opens and it's actually the bugbear the whole time? You know, like they do. Anyway, let's go meet the table. Oh, and one last thing. Table. Hi, guys. And Internet. As you know, I totally up last time on the audio for the second half of Shadowrun. So I'm doing a backup. So we got the backup. Hopefully that holds, and that won't be a problem. Sorry about that, Steve. Messed up the funeral. Anyway, so let's go meet the table. Apparently this is not working yet. So hold on one moment. We're off to a great start. There it is. Hey, table. Welcome back. I believe... Now you're on. Go!
hello.
Okay. So, they're going to... That was super enthusiastic, guys. I'm hyped.
Well, I think you both put the thought of our impending deaths in our mind. And
Oh, I'm sorry. I did give them a heads up that things are going to get rough just before the stream started, and I think they're processing a little bit. So we are going to.
Now I'm counting on it. That's what I'm here for.
Well, I have disappointed you before, Darcy.
You always do. You're like, oh, it's gonna be so bad. There's gonna be a Tarrasque, and then it's like, actually, it's just a toe. It's not actually.
It was a Tarrasque's fingernail. It was just like the clipping. Do you have any idea what that would be worth?
One of these days, he is going to unload on you.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
You are gonna get up on something. You're like, oh, what happened?
No, I'm waiting for it. You know.
Okay.
I'll make a new character. It'll be fine.
It's true. Darcy's always got somebody waiting in the wings, ready to roll. So speaking of, let's meet the players, meet the characters that you're going to play. So just tell us your names, your character names, who you're playing, and any other relevant bits that you feel you want to include. So let's start it off. You know what? Darcy was calling me on earlier, so Darcy gets to start us off. How's that sound?
Sure, I'll start, and it'll be very confusing when you don't know who you've seen and haven't, because I'm in the middle.
Exactly.
I'm Darcy. You can find me at twitch.tv/DarcyBits or on YouTube at DarcyBits. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm playing Empty Wisdom, the human monk who is native to this location. Or I guess native sounds weird. That makes it seem like they're like Aboriginal, and that's... Anyway, that's not what I'm here to discuss.
You're from the island.
I'm from the island, and but haven't really gotten out to see the world, and that's what this is all about. That hasn't worked out so far. We're still here, but you know.
Yeah,
we've heard about a boat. That's yeah. We heard about a boat.
You thought about it, You thought long and hard about
Yeah.
leaving the island, and then you turned around to go rescue a grandmother, if I remember correctly.
That's true. That's true.
So I guess we'll see how that all pans out in a few minutes. Let's keep going around. This is how this is my DM hack. Ready? This is how we're gonna keep it. The wheels on. I'm going around in a circle. So on my screen, that is Timely is next.
Hello. So I'm playing Hilda Bumbraid, Dwarf Paladin, and as we all know, med school dropout, shame to her family not once, not twice, but maybe even thrice if she doesn't make it back from this adventure with the Strange Acquaintances.
Imagine that. Like, I don't even know how your parents would find out, but they're just like, she tried it as an adventure. Everything she did. Anyway, we'll cross that bridge. We'll cross that bridge. Maybe.
I hope we eventually do. That's like the most compelling story, like through line.
It's true. I kind of want to find out, like, how her parents
just
are
sort of
taking all of this.
Slow drip feeding this backstory. It's really good. I'm here for that.
And you're playing
Is it slow drip feeding?
And of course, you're the dwarf paladin who is in the thick of the fight right now, surrounded on all sides, as I remember correctly. All right, Steve, tell us who you are and what do you do?
This is D&D, right? So I guess it's the Goliath rogue Gex Techford, who I think is being like grade 8 style pressured into dating grandma by the rest of the crew. You guys should just hook up. And I'm not saying it won't happen. I'm not saying it won't happen.
Or didn't happen. He's not kissing and telling.
No,
I feel like you're mostly being pressured by the GM.
I don't know what you're talking about. I just want him to get a little love in his life. Poor Gex, running from port to port.
Well, you know, like he started out this whole thing getting into being an adventurer, and maybe this is just how he gets out of it. Like he grabs grandma in the middle of a firefight and just decides to run off in the sunset with her.
It's true. You literally bamfed in, rescued her, grabbed her, turned invisible, which I'll hand wave that a little bit because I mean technically grandma is luggage at this point. All right, so I'm just saying to get around the rules. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, I've got it. I'm going to just sabotage your whole plan. If she's luggage, we're flying Air Canada. That's it. We're just going to be lost.
Oh,
don't
no
ever
kidding.
find us again.
You will never come back again. Yeah,
You'll never get grandma again. She'll be off somewhere else.
Although from a rule standpoint, I do believe that invisibility was upcast so that it could target both Gex and
we
her.
realized
so
that was going to be.
This is not a hand wave. That's it's an upcast.
And you upcasted.
I don't think he did actually, but we'll say he did, just because. All right, let's keep going around the horn. I believe next would be Matt. Let me just find you there, Matt. Oh, you don't have a camera, that's why. But that's okay. Who needs no camera? Tell us about yourself there, Matt.
Camera will be on in a little bit. I am playing Balin Iron Eater, a traditional dwarven craftsman. He's out on an adventure looking for lost dwarven lore, rare materials that are valued to his people. He's one of the first generations to leave the halls of what's it called? The ancient dwarven realm that Clan Iron Eater has been trying to restore. And yeah, that's me.
Awesome. And just as a quick little homage, I believe it was so fun when you joined us. You joined us as regurgitation from the worm on the island.
Yes, that's right. I should include that. I've joined the party because I've sworn a life debt to them for them rescuing me from the belly of a purple worm.
Absolutely, and struck up good friendships along the way, including Lesrin, the lizard folk person who you are all trying to escort to a different city off the island. Quick side note, Empty Wisdom and Balin, anybody who spent enough time on the island, that giant purple worm that attacked the party, they weren't native to that area. They don't usually live in the swamps. They have been reported on the island, usually further north, but you guys encountered it down in the swamp, which was a bit strange. But hey, it's dead now, so why would you ever question anything?
Oh, purple.
I think we did discover it was
Purple.
being mind controlled.
Ooh, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
All right, so coming up next, let's hear from Bella. Are you with us, Bella?
I am. Can you
And
hear me?
I can. And who are you?
Good.
And what do you do?
Who am I and what do I do? I am Isolde, and I am a blood hunter, and I pretty much, what do? I follow Gex wherever he goes and let him get me in trouble.
Hey, that should be a t-shirt. Really. I mean,
Yeah.
that's amazing. I love it. Okay, so thank you very much.
Pretty niche. Pretty niche.
It is.
Now, normally,
Yeah.
Normally you've been with us for a while. You're Blood Hunter, and you are. I always forget. Are you the half elf or the half elf?
I believe I'm the half elf,
Okay.
the
Cool.
faster. Yeah.
These are the important questions we ask here at Cycles.
No, I think we had this really long, in-depth conversation about it one time, and we landed on that. I think.
Fair enough. All right. Now, normally in the circle, that would be me. I'm the DM, and everyone else. And NPCs of note, Jimmy, who used to be played by my good buddy Jay, who couldn't join us anymore, but we'll get him in another game some other day. But for now, I'm going to be in charge of Jimmy and Lesrin. So let's not forget about Lesrin, the lizard folk guy you're supposed to be escorting. So that's enough out of me. Let's go over and talk to Donnie. Donnie, well, wait, I've got a button for this. Hold on.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
Wait, no, forget about your daddy. Who is Donnie? Or playing, I should say.
I'm playing Ashina. She is a druid, Asimir, and she's in the thick of things at the minute.
Yeah, if I remember
Got,
correctly, they did send you in as bait.
Yeah, well, I wasn't really so much bait as much as I was trying to talk my way into the party and say, hey, I'm lost. Help me out here.
That's right.
And
So
they
you walked
didn't-
up to the
they
ambush
didn't
fire pit
wanna help.
and said hi. And they did
Yeah.
not. Unfortunately, they were ready and waiting for some reason. So, all right. And Ashina is a druid, and you've got your little fairy dragon tucked up, familiar, ready to roll.
Rainbow.
Yeah, that's right.
Rainbow, yes.
And that brings us round the table. Almost. Not quite done yet. We got two more. Let's go meet Gordon. Actually, yeah, we'll meet Gordon and we'll come back. Hi, Gordon.
Hey, I'm Gordon. I am playing Talithar. He is a half-elf paladin of conquest. He is very much kind of finds himself brought into this group, but mainly because of the mission to take Lesrin back home. And he's very good at kicking ass and drinking ale.
Nice.
And he is all out of ale.
Well, that's good, because you're called to do the other thing right now. Actually, and we'll bring you up to speed in a second, the party did split last game, and it was some of the party went just on the one path, and the other party went the other path. The group ambush was going after the grandmother, and the group get to the ship. I guess it was get to the ship.
Get to the chopper!
No, get to the ship. And that was Jimmy and Lesrin, Balin, and Talithar all went off to go to the ship to get that all ready to sail and make sure the way was clear. You'd heard rumors there was something kind of not great about the path near the ship, and so you wanted to make sure it was ready to roll just in case something went and you needed a little bit of a fast escape on the ship. So you have headed off that way, and some stuff is going down. All right. That brings us round. Top left on my screen. Brandon.
Hola, I'm Brandon. I'm playing Elias Eckhart, who is a young half-elf divination wizard who was just kind of chilling on the island with his grandma, waiting to see what fate had in mind for him. And now he's trying to save her with the help of his new strange acquaintances.
Ooh, I love how you worked that in. Thank you so much. And that goes around the horn, and we're more or less up to speed. So, let's cut to credits, and when we come back, we're going to see what happens today on Dungeons & Dragons. We'll see you in a bit. This is why Darcy is important. I'm going to start again. I'm sorry. Thank you so much. There we go. It should be live
Checking
again.
microphones.
We're good.
Check.
I almost did it again, folks. I suck. All right. I will start again. The party has attacked the camp of the Mage Tower Splinter faction, led by Hudrick, the kind of, let's just call him what he is. He's an asshole, and you attacked his shit. He attacked you. You attacked him. Words were exchanged. Blowboats were exchanged. You sank his ship. He got all mad, and so now, even though you are sent by the Mage faction, this particular Splinter group is now trying to attack. So they've taken the grandmother hostage in an attempt to draw you out. And draw you out, it did. You now find yourselves in the heat of battle. A large fire elemental burst forth from Hudrick, managing to turn momentarily back on their own troop. And in confusion, the elemental confused by the astral form of empty wisdom. Crossbow people are firing arrows, bolts in from all corners, hitting various people. We've got Isolde and Elias a little bit further back. Isolde and Elias a little bit further back, and in charges Gex and Hilda with the help of a magical item to bamf into the middle of the camp. Hilda drawing the attention of several guards, getting surrounded and beaten on. Gex stealthily making his way quickly over to the grandmother, who's just starting to rise to her feet at the fireplace, just almost right next to Hudrick. And he grabs hold of her, scoops her up in his arms, and runs off into the darkness, invisible and fleeing away from the action, trying to get her away to safety. Fireball from Elias explodes, tilting the tide of the battle, perhaps in your favor. All hell is breaking loose. The nighttime sky is lit up. This small kind of canyon in which, area where you've gone to rescue the grandmother. The light is lighting off of trees and rocks, and even little smoke cloud illuminated high in the sky. And that is the first thing that Talithar notices. Not too far away, you can hear the muffled explosion of the various of the fireball in particular is what you can see. The flickering of some lights on the far away valley on the far left, and you are on a pass making your way down. Oh, I love the art. Thank you so much. Hold on, I don't know. Oh, I gotta put that. Oh, hold that up again there, Hilda. Or Timely?
Yes.
Amazing.
So good.
So, Talithar, you have found that hold on one second. My brain just took a little side trip as that art. Okay, Talithar sees the illumination and blast of the fireball. Probably a good, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes away, off to your left, 10 or 15-minute hike, up and over some difficult terrain, up and over the actual peak. You have been winding your way down and around, trying to get to the little dock, a little bit further north from the Smuggler's Haven, just north of there, which is where Jimmy's friend's ship is in anchor under some repairs. You've been listening to Jimmy and his good friend Derek, who's the captain of the ship, talking back and forth as you're hiking through. Balin is with you, so is Lesrin. And they've been talking about how it's pretty well ready, but need to raise a crew, and there's half the crews are already out, and so getting the smuggler crews isn't going to work. So hopefully we can get enough people together we can sail in the next, well, I mean, we're ready to sail more or less today, but we need a crew. In the middle of this conversation, you see and there is something going on immediately to your left. What do you want to do, Talithar? 10 minutes.
Do you see that, my friends? I just point out that is to Balin and the others
too.
Yeah, should I be rolling like a spot check or something for this? Or I guess perception sword?
It's fireball at night in the mountains. Not that far away,
okay.
like 15. It's
friends,
freebie.
Sorry, I was just putting
that is
sausages in the
a
oven.
fireball. One of my best mates, that's one of his favorite spells. And I can see it and smell it all the way from over here. That may not be from my mate, but that might be from us. Or not us. Either way, that's trouble, and we need to check it out.
I absolutely agree.
Jimmy's like, your mate. Which one's that again?
You haven't met him, Torek. He's lost somewhere.
Derek's like, should we come with you? I'm not much of a fighter myself. He looks really nervous about that.
That's okay. You should just prepare the ship. Maybe Jimmy, you take care of Lesrin, and you three look after the ship. And I point over to Balin. Two of us will go check out the occurrence and make sure nothing's wrong.
Sounds great.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good. Take care of yourself, says Lesrin, specifically to Balin. His massive, 7-foot-tall lizard folk contrasting to your dwarven stature. But he puts his hand down on your shoulder, and he kind of taps his own chest where the medallion of the dragon is hanging. And then he taps your chest, like, take care, little one.
Okay. I kind of, I'm probably not tall enough to grab his shoulder, but maybe I grab onto his elbow and I sort of say the same thing. You as well, friend. And I kind of, yeah.
See,
But what about
Jimmy,
the beast?
Do not let Lesrin out of your sight.
Of course not. I gotcha, says Jimmy. Somewhat reassuringly. All right. So we are going to jump in just a second. Ironically, we are jumping back to Gordon.
Okay. Well, we're going to be hoofing it over to the occurrence.
No, not that Gordon.
Oh. Gordon Shumway?
You awaken as you have many times in the dark. Beaten. Sore. Your mortal wounds stitched back together with what would normally be blessed magics. But there's a taint to the feel. And it leaves you feeling used. It leaves you feeling uncomfortable. You're no stranger, Rook, to being dead. But being raised again and again and again at the whims of a torturous mad being. The clerics forced to bring you back under the thrall take no joy in your return to life. Their slack eyes, their sunken skin. They're alive, but barely. Their skin is pale, and they haven't been none of you have been treated very well in this underground prison in which you have been trapped for what feels like weeks and weeks. You've been dead more times than you can remember. The first day, the fire that consumed the shop above, crackling in the background, your companion's screams echoing in the underground passageways, hunted for sport. And you turned a corner and saw these reptilian eyes and a laughing hiss and a clip-clop of weird echoing hoof sounds. The smell of sulfur in your nose. That was the most memorable time you've died beneath the remains of Garrix's shop. But it was not the last. Every day or two, you're awoken, your cinders coating your armor, scars on your flesh knitting back together with the bare minimum of healing and life-bringing magic to bring you back to the surface. Sometimes you see those who you came down with. You saw Sir Islek at one point, imprisoned in a statue of stone. The laughing creatures that did it to him, just disappearing in the dark, just outside of vision. It's enough to make most people go mad. And now, as ever, you are thankful for your friends. In particular, now one of them rouses you. The quiet sound of a lute plucking out in the darkness. I was wondering when you'd wake up. Hey, friend. Your old bard companion from so many lives ago, awakening you. What do you say?
Going on.
Oh, just the usual. Sadistic bastards. But there's a new one there, and they're a little distracted. We have a minute to talk. You can hear the shuffling of one of the strange beings go by, the guards that occasionally remember to feed you, but for the most part it's just been neglect and death and hunting for sport, torture and questions and hunting for sport. The guard looks like a gnoll of some kind, shuffling by. A pale red crystal in its forehead. This is flecked with streaks of yellow and blue, glinting dimly in the darkness. And he walks by, apparently oblivious to the voice that only you can hear.
Need to find a way out of here.
Yeah. I think Kat's keeping her eyes open. Hopefully whatever's going on is the change we need. Look alive there, friend. Well, or reasonable facsimile thereof.
Very funny, Angel. Things are hazy, but I know that we can find a way out. Just be patient. Let's just keep watch. And when we get our moment, we'll make our way out of here.
Do a perception
We may
check
have
for
to
me,
come
please.
back.
As Rook. I don't know if you have to look up
As
those
Rook.
stats. As Rook.
Yeah, what level?
Level 9.
Oh, I didn't, this is a long time ago.
It's funny how death and resurrection, you tend to learn a thing or two along the way.
Gain a few levels along the way.
I'm also trying to catch up with
Yeah.
what's going on.
This is all. I'm just totally messing with you, Gordon.
I mean, your perception check's not going to change from leveling up, right?
Yeah,
Unless you're buffing your wisdom.
It will, because my proficiency is higher now.
Well, that's
just
true.
one.
Fair enough. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you could do that math. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, I just needed to pull it up. Okay, I have it. Okay. And I have expertise, so it's actually +2, 4, 8. Okay.
Did it roll? I haven't
I'm
been
about
seeing
to.
Oh, okay, cool. My roll
26.
has been pretty trash lately, so I have decided to work around it. 26. Holy damn. Okay, you definitely take stock very quickly.
Perception.
Most of the other cells in the area, this is a rough prison type chamber. The bars, some of them better fit than others, down the various size little nooks and crannies off the main passage. It's kind of its own dead-end tunnel off the end of one of these maze of tunnels you've discovered underneath the city of Tazrel. You can hear the main knoll guard walking by, and you can hear at the far end a slight slithering clippity-clop noise. Thank you, Phil, for that, by the way. That was a viewer suggestion. Steve knows what I'm talking about. So you hear that strange sound you've heard in the hunting tunnels below that indicate the presence of a snake horse combination creature that is full of nightmare, and it breathes fire. It's all kinds of twisted weird nonsense, things you've seen some stuff since you've been down in these tunnels, and this is definitely one of those weirder things you've noticed down here. And you can hear its serpentine voice speaking to someone in the dark, and with 26 you make out exactly what they say. Yes, they have been located. We are ready. Rodan is in place and awaits your orders. And then the next voice that answers him is the one that haunts you every time things go black yet again. Good. Oh, hold on. Good. It is time we teach the meddling tower pawns a lesson. We will go together. But my lord, together? Yes. If you want something done, you'd best do it yourself. Bring up the puppets. It shall be done, my lord. there is a flurry of activity for the next couple of minutes. Various creatures. One of the cells opens probably about 30 feet to your right on the opposite side, so you can actually get a pretty good view through the... Your cell is so small, it's just like you can barely lie down in it. And there's these rotten iron bars in front of you, but you can kind of poke your head a certain way and look out, and you can see one of the gnolls holding this lantern has opened the cell on the opposite side and drags out this bedraggled, hunched figure and begins to just drag them off down the hall and yipping as it goes. And that being is now dragged all the way down. At this moment, quite distracted.
Is there any like keys or anything that I could do while it's distracted to kind of figure out a way out?
How would you want to have tried to rescue yourself? Because you've been alive and dead, you've been let out of the cell to be in the hunting chambers below, hunted by various minions. You've been tortured to death and then brought back by some of the clerics who are also likely housed in this same area, those same embedded reddish crystals, though. There's red, though, embedded in their foreheads, slack-eyed and low in hope, forced by these creatures.
I think that, I mean, there would have been a lot of observing and waiting for a moment where he, like, if the hunting grounds are sealed off, there's not much he can do to get out. But if he can find a moment where he knows that he can get out of his cell and make an escape, he would probably take it. He's very stealthy. He's actually very good at
big time rogue
getting out.
All
big
right.
time rogue.
So I'm gonna say,
and also has his friends and has his abilities when it comes that he's probably been honing a bit while he's been in captivity. As he's becoming very familiar with death.
So I'm going to say that the last time you were resurrected, your like aching body, the eviscerated wound where your intestines were just piling out onto the floor, still aching as they just stitch you back up and the cleric brings you back. And Kat, the mage in your mind, the old friend of yours, busy whispering fervently in your ear, "Wake up, you damn fool! Quick, look!" And she kind of slaps your face, and you kind of roll over, and you see this, like, almost death himself, cleric, busy bringing you back with a raise dead spell, or revivify spell, and part of his cloak has just been sundered and just ripped, but it still has a cloak, almost like old habits of an old life, and it kind of huddled it against the cold of the deep underground, and you can see there's a cloak pin that's just ready to fall. And so as you... Okay, do a sleight of hand check, please.
The other thing is... Sure, and the other thing with Rook is that he does not sleep, period. So people, unless, not even magically sleep. So he's probably pretended to be asleep to find the right moment.
Absolutely.
Okay. Let's try it. Um, 23.
23 is pretty good. You quickly palm the cloak pin, and it's a little cracked on one side, and you've also got like the remains of a spoon they once gave you, so you can use it as a rudimentary tool for picking locks. So now, flash forward back to the gnoll has gone off with this kind of cloaked figure. The snake-like being, you've picked up their name in all your listenings. The snake-like being known as Zephral. Speaking to that hideous, horrifying, strange orb creature with the stalks and the eyes and the teeth. And you've heard their name as well. Sometimes laughing on the mouths of maddened mages, muttered in the dark all around you in the cells, sometimes bellowed in allegiance by certain monsters that have been hunting you for the joy of it. The beholder, known as Cathvara.
Okay, and they also mentioned Zodan is in place, but
Rodan is in place.
Is in place.
You haven't seen them, but yeah. All right.
Okay. I'm going to try to use lockpicking then to, if this is my moment, to
seems like it.
Extricate
so go
myself.
ahead and roll your lockpick. I do promise the rest of you will get a chance to play tonight. We're just doing a little cutscene. It's like a video game where you're all like, come on, load already. 26. Not too shabby. You're working with rudimentary tools at best, but it's enough with the bad lock to just clicks open. You muffle the sound using your own hand and just slowly grab the hinge and rotate it enough to that point where it starts to creak, and then you stop and you slip through out into the hall. Can I get you to yeah, exactly. Can I get you to do a stealth check, please? And which way do you want to go? This hall is a dead end, so you only have one way out. But then from there, it goes left or right. It sounded like they were speaking on the right side in some kind of chamber. And then you do know you've come and gone from the chamber to the left at the end of the hall. And there's a series of tunnels that branch out from there. Some of them winding down and some of them making their way up.
I've gotten at least a fair enough lay of the land of where not to go. Like, I don't want to go to the hunting grounds.
And the hunting grounds are a single twist down. Although you have found tunnels. The last time you did get far enough, there was a tunnel leading even further south from the hunting chambers. And sitting in that tunnel was this massive, and I mean massive, ogre-like creature that just, as you came up, it looked so bored. This is the second last time you died. And it was like practically sitting on it was a boulder, but it was like a stool against the wall, just sitting right in front of this. You tried to sneak by, and its eyes snapped open. You're sure you didn't make a damn noise, but its eyes snapped open, and it cast some hold spell on you. They took you back and disemboweled you. It was bad. So you could
I do not want to
go further down. But you could also try to go up through the tunnels.
I think I'm going to try to go up, or at least where I came back from, because I think it's all like a bit of a death trap down there. I'd rather just try my luck going up. So I'll roll stealth, and I'm going to use knowledge from a past life as well.
Sure thing.
One of my past lives, maybe. Okay.
You whisper in your own ear.
Yeah. And
28. And
34.
34. Frickin' rogues, man. All right. 34. Wow. Okay, so you are a ghost winding your way through these tunnels. And some of them, somewhere, and you can actually hear Angel whispering in your ear, somewhere you gotta connect out to the underground. It's got to. Everything under here does, eventually. And you're starting to make your way away from that chamber, and you slip past a few, and then you look back, and you can just see in the far end, you see a glimpse of the beholder hovering in the middle of a larger chamber, the one you've avoided. You see the strange snake-like creature, and yet quadrupedal. Its 4 legs kind of an elongated body, and the rising head of the snake like a cobra off the top. And they're both leaning over. The cobra being is just making a motion. You can see these little sparkles going around in a ground of chalk being drawn, and you can see that hunched figure thrust forward by the knoll, and they kind of reach under, and they take something from the massive beholder, which turns, and every time you see this thing, you just practically hear that strange thrumming sound. Anytime it's really close, it's just this, almost like hearing the engine of it. It's just this kind of really terrifying thing. You're not sure if it's in your head, if it's actually making sound. And you're too far away to have that bother you from here. But you see the hunched figure begin to chant, and the piece of paper that they're holding, that the beholder has levitated over to them, begins to glow in a bright flash, and then the whole chamber lights up with this blinding white light, and then it's dark. And you're just left, and this single knoll begins shuffling back towards, and it's quiet. And you take the opportunity to turn and run in the direction of what you hope is the path back out, up to the surface, to safety. And that's where we're going to leave Rook for a little bit longer. Thank you, Gordon. I told you we'd be playing Rook again someday.
Just like caught me off guard. I have no idea because we're in the middle of a fight.
Well, I'm here to just, mess you up as much as I can. All right. Let's head back to the rest of the table. It's the middle of a battle. You're all you're winning. Let me jump over to that screen. It's dark. You found yourselves in the middle of, here, let me put that up on the screen. There we go. You've managed to find your way out into this kind of mountain pass, and everybody is kind of ambushing in the middle, right around the immediate fireplace where they had been hunkered down. Ashina, who'd been trying to con her way in, basically, unsuccessfully, unfortunately, is right there next to the fireplace. 2 guards with their weapons standing right next to them. Empty Wisdom flanking Ashina. Several guards around. There's the kind of right-hand man of Hudrick. Started with an A, Asher or something like that. You remember from the inn. Is a cleric-like being who is these spirits, these pseudo runes are kind of flitting past you, half translucent, and every time one hits you, it just it strikes you. Spiritual Guardians is spinning up. Just you're within its radius. The monstrous, massive fire elemental. Even though it doesn't have that much mass, they always make that sound in my head when they walk. Walking towards Hudrick, who's backpedaling, be like, "Obey me!" Hilda, you're right in behind Hudrick, sandwiched beside a guy with a massive battle axe. There's crossbowmen all around, firing into the melee, whatever it is. Meanwhile, Elias and Gex and Isolde and the grandmother, a little bit, about 30, 40 feet away to the south, just on the edge of the pass, almost ready to make your escape, but some of the crossbowmen have spotted you and are flinging things in your direction at high speeds with pointy tips. All right, I'm going to ask everybody, except Talithar and Balin right now, to roll initiative. You can talk amongst yourselves as well, as though the action is ongoing. Ting, ting. Twang of bows and stuff.
Figures.
Yeah.
Thunderous die.
I should vamp. You're right. I don't know. I don't have anything right now. I'm not that verbose as a weird spirit.
Well, but what do we see from Empty Wisdom as this kind of unassuming being surrounded by this strange effect?
Yeah, sure. I guess I can just like recap my whole situation because it's not an obvious one. Empty Wisdom is generally a relatively plain, I guess, but it has green hair. I don't know where that's up with. I don't know if it's a ritual thing or if it's a natural thing. Who's to say? But we basically see her body kind of limp, but being up into the air by her shoulders and head, which are not limp, white glowing eyes, spectral branches and limbs and bark-like protrusions sort of encapsulating her, and those that extend from her shoulders and across her face, those appear to be like lifting her entire body, not into flight or anything, but with her feet just sort of barely tracing the ground.
Just dragging along. Love it.
Mm-hmm. She is just, as mentioned previously, reached out to this elemental as a sign of like kinship with it, and asked it to fight against their would-be controller and fight for them instead.
And you successfully convinced it to not view the person who summoned it, at least for the time being, as an ally. They are viewing at least them hostile, possibly everybody hostile. I mean, I'm not...
It's unclear, but Wisdom feels very like... As a, like, character, I've sort of been, like, thinking of Empty as one character and Wisdom as another, and we haven't really seen a lot of Wisdom as a personality yet, because she just kind of shows up during combat and then goes away. And while I do try and throw in little bits here and there of her, like, haughty attitude, her as a person, we don't really see because she's kind of not one. But in this moment, I think that, like, we see this sort of self-satisfied, not even self-satisfied, just like this oneness with this creature of the elements that I can't think of the right word. Pride feels like the wrong word, but I'm going to use it because I can't think of a better one. This pride in being able to connect with this creature of pure elements.
Absolutely. Okay. So Empty is trying to... Wisdom is trying to maintain that, having just loosed the elemental from its bonds. We're actually going to start, however, further down, about 60 feet away. Isolde, the half-elf. I'm trying to remember if you got hit by the crossbow or not, but nonetheless, you're kind of on the escape. You see Gex. Actually, you don't see Gex. You hear something scrambling past you. And you see Elias kind
you
of
don't hear Gex.
Leaning to... Oh, yeah, that's true.
No, there's no Gex. Gex isn't there.
Thus the little ninja icons on the map. All right, so you can see Elias
recognize
about 10 feet away.
Gex's musk. That's what it is. You can't stealth that.
Daddy,
but
come back!
Knows it.
You feel... All right.
Don't leave me.
Elias is very close. So what do you want to do? Is
Daddy or granddaddy?
It's a mixture of dirt and very Old Spice.
Well, it's something
dirty Old
Steve
Spice.
and I were talking about where, I'm going to be adopted because, I'm a little orphan, so daddy.
Little orphan Isolde.
It just sounds little orphan Isolde. No, I didn't get hit. No, I took damage, but it was only from my
That's right.
my blood right.
Yeah, they've been peppering at Elias, but they managed to miss you. You've been lobbing arrows at Hudrick last, I remember.
Yeah, and he has my brand of castigation on him, as well as yeah.
All right.
So I'm gonna try to use D&D Beyond. It's been real funky lately, so I have downloaded a copy and I have my dice
Fair enough.
just in case. But I'm gonna try to use
By all means,
this for now.
It's been a little. It's been a little. What was it? Dirty Old Spice.
Yeah.
It's dirt
So
and very Old Spice.
Dirty and very,
old.
old Spice. I think that's going to be our product for today. There's Steve. He's also our copywriter.
Yeah.
Well, you're trying to tell me there's some competition for Old Mice deodorant? Oh no.
Dirty and Old Spice.
Was a product that we did have an ad for.
Yeah.
All right.
It was.
So I guess I will continue trying to take that thorn in my side out, Hoodrick,
Fair enough.
because he has tried to kill me one too many times. I don't know why. I don't care anymore why. Now I just need to get rid of him because I'm tired of looking over my shoulder.
Fair enough.
That's
All
Look
right.
at 27.
27 will
To
hit. As you like take aim with your short bow. It's short bow, right? Longbow.
Short bow.
All right. And you angle it just up and over the heads, over the bush that's kind of in between, and it strikes him pretty solid shot. And even though he's in pretty, he's not in just robes, even though he is a mage of some kind.
Yeah.
And
And I do have my hex up as well. He is hexed.
nice.
I don't have that marked on me, but I should. Sorry.
That's okay.
I'll mark myself in a minute. I'll just do the damage for right now. So that is another 8. So 14 total.
Whew, 14 points of damage. It takes the arrow just in that spot near the shoulder. You know the spot. Just below the collarbone. That spot.
Might have to give up adventuring, taking an arrow in the shoulder.
And he's just like, ah! Ah! And he looks out into the dark, trying to spot where that came from. And I'm rolling real dice tonight, because I can't be arsed to not. So it is on the stream if anybody wants to see, but you won't be able to see on Roll20. I'm sorry. You'll just have to believe me if you don't want to watch it. All right, so he is going to see if he can spot you.
Disadvantage.
Pardon?
He's also at a disadvantage.
Why is it?
He's got a flame monster in front of him, blurring his vision to see that far.
Yeah, I would accept that. That's a good argument. I like that. All right, with the 5 plus perception, did not seem to notice you. He's trying to find you in the dark and in the madness of battle. All right, Isolde, you got another thing, or is that your turn?
I get another. I get 2 attacks.
All
Per
right,
action.
go for it.
And so I will try to bean him again with another.
Got him again, too. Oh, boy.
Wow, with another 27 for 6. Gosh, let's see what the.
The hex dice. Oh, max. Oh no, not quite max. Sorry, I saw 6.
Not
2d6.
quite. Not
Yeah.
quite.
Still not bad.
But another 12.
Ooh, that is a
Wow.
decent amount of damage. And he was already a little messed up, so he takes another arrow, this time in the thigh. It's just like, ah, damn it. Asher, put him down.
You missed his
And I'm going, damn it. I'm just basically trying to get him away from my newfound friends.
Mhm.
And I'm just going to kind of duck down a little, take minimal. I mean, I know it's not really, I'm up on a little bit of a ridge, so
Yeah, you've been kind of
can't really get much
skirting the
cover, but
edge.
I'm going to try.
Yeah, from here, you're probably about 50 feet away from like some pretty good cover. Back behind you, some rocks and like little clefts in the cliff. And then beyond that, the forest is open to the south. But that's probably closer to like 80 feet away. All right, that's your turn. Coming up next, Hudrick. Hudrick is pissed, and this thing is turning against him that he summoned. He is just not having it anymore, and is just like
He's not having a good day.
and casts fly on himself, and begins to
What?
hover above. Up.
I'm gonna cast. Oh shit! I think I'm out of range of him actually. No, no, I moved up. Yeah, I'm gonna counter spell.
Is that movement? Does that provoke opportunity?
It would provoke.
It would, but there's counter spells happening, so we gotta do this in order.
What level are you casting counterspell? No, it's a level 3, right? So it just happens. So, and Hudrick didn't upcast it. So he begins to lift off the ground, his cloak kind of billowing around him, and he starts to rise up, and he calls out to his men, "Slay them all! The heretics against the mage tower deserve to burn!" Thumps back down to the ground after only gaining about a foot. So he didn't quite leave your... And Elias, nice move. Okay, he swears, and instead he decides to take a step back next to the axe-wielding maniac who is engaged with Hilda, but he wisely doesn't quite leave Hilda's attack range, and he's kind of pulls his cloak on like in a huff. Oh, fun. Okay, that's his turn. Nice job, Gex. On deck,
I would agree with Donnie.
The fire elemental range, so the fire elemental gets to attacking.
He actually hasn't left the range of the fire elemental, even though he is about 8 feet away from it. It's got reach.
Reach is such a weird mechanic.
Yeah.
I tried.
It's like.
All right, coming up
reach is
next,
very weird.
fire.
Gex and Hilda is on deck.
Unmute.
What a concept.
So, you were saying a couple of these guys perhaps were threatening us in this area, correct?
There's some crossbow people. You have stealthily scooted over to between Isolde and Elias, even though they don't know that. And the grandmother's busy wriggling in your arms and your dress. She's actually like, I don't know if you've ever tried to hold somebody who's like, what the hell is going on? And just kind of. So I'm going to actually, you have a choice here, Gex. You can let her down. You've gotten this far, but she is fighting to get put on her feet right now. You can choose to hold on to her, or you're going to need to do an athletics check to keep her grappled.
Well, okay, so I'm just going to try and I am going to try to set her down, like, in the safest little spot in that area, like...
Sure, she's about,
maybe...
Yeah, you can get that little bit further, and put her down just kind of in the nook, maybe 10 or 15 feet away from what's it called? From Elias there. You know, grandson, that one.
I'll just say, I know this is a couple of seconds late coming, but my name is Gex Techford. I'm here to rescue you. And then...
what's your AC?
17.
Okay. And you don't see it coming, so I'm going to say that's got advantage. She tries, but she misses as you instinctively dodge back as her hand just goes... And she looks pissed. And by the way, as soon as you put her down, she becomes visible. Because of the... You tried to upcast, we couldn't have. We retroactively said that. So as soon as you put her down, she is no longer invisible. She tries to slap your face hard. And she misses you, mostly you know what? It would have been a straight roll anyway, because you are still invisible. And she's looking kind of through you. And at that point, she's like speaking to the darkness. And she's like, "You goddamn fool. What are you doing? Why? Gex?" And then she turns her head and she sees Elias. And she just, it's like when a parent turns and you know that you've done something wrong. Elias, you are a divination wizard. The hairs on the back of your neck all stand up all at once. You get goosebumps. You know that Grandma is pissed at you. You don't know how you know this, but you're just like, shiver up the spine. And that is so. What do you want to do now, Gex? That was your move.
Yeah, I'm gonna set her down and go after the nearest one of these crossboners.
You're almost. I'm gonna say you're pretty much. You maybe got another 10 feet of movement, which is not enough to get right up to either one. But the one directly across the kind of not alleyway, the mountain pass from where you are, that one is in line of sight of you.
This one. Okay, so I'll just whip out my bow and shoot him.
Sure. You're going to break invisibility doing that, just so you know.
I'm invisible. No, I would press into the invisibility. I can still... yeah, can I not dash? I can dash.
You can dash as a bonus action.
I will do that to become close to him. How far can I get? Can I get there?
The one just north of you is actually a little closer, but you don't have direct line of sight, so you have to go out and around these trees and rocks. But you could dash to get there, no problem.
Yeah, I will. I'll go out this way and then go over that way. It's probably like 30 feet of travel, give or take.
Exactly. So that's your dash.
Move and dash, and then I will... Oh, so I still have an action. I will spell him then.
All right.
Because that's meaner. That's meaner.
Sure. So what are you going to spell him?
We'll do ye old inflict wounds, because that hurts. And I think I would still get a sneak attack because he can't see me, right?
It's not technically a weapon. That's one of those things where it should work. I'm gonna allow it. I'm gonna allow the house rule.
Don't do me any favors.
You just get your fingers in a real sensitive spot. It'll work like a wound. Because I mean, sneak attack should be like you hit a really sensitive spot, and so if you're literally using your hand to inflict wound, you should be able to poke that same sensitive spot and inflict necrotic. So I'm gonna allow sneak attack on this.
Yeah, it's gonna be like the most violent
right in the
of the
neck.
3 stages. No, it's right there. It's like
nice.
Oh.
See how that goes.
Well, that's more deadly than I was imagining. I thought you were just going to poke his funny bone.
No.
And be like, oh.
And be like this. He's like,
yeah.
Right in the eye holes. All right, go ahead and roll for eye hole jab.
Brain rot.
Eye sockets.
So 19 is the die roll. So if that hits, some damage. I'll just roll it on here. Actually,
that hits.
12 damage.
All right, that's it.
That's it.
Does that include sneak attack and your? What is it?
No, not sneak attack. Sorry, let me add the sneaky attack to that. That's just the spell's damage, and then the sneak attack adds another 20.
Ooh, that does it. Just and your fingers hit, and that would normally hurt a lot, like 12 points of damage to your ocular cavity. You just fish hook them, and you're big too, so you can fish hook them and pull up. So you just and pull up. And that's bad enough. And then the necrotic goes off, and the eyes just wither into these like 6-week-old grapes, just like dangling on the end of the stems. Ugh. And then your fingers just keep going, and the rot just keeps extending up into the whole skull, and the skin begins to immediately go taut, and just you hear this. And the crossbow goes clattering to the ground, and then Gex, you just put him down because you're pretty tall, Goliath.
I'll put him down gently.
Yeah,
that seems like
yeah, that seems like the nice,
No,
the nice thing to do.
They're there.
All right, that is
You're
your turn.
confused.
That is
That is
disgusting.
a plot point. He will say that. He'll put him down and go, there. You're okay. It's all right.
All right, Hilda, you're
Tuck
up
him in a little
next, and Elias, you're soon. So Hilda, let's go take a look. You were right next to Hudrick and this big battle axe guy. You can feel the heat of the elemental approaching from your other side. What do you want to do?
Ooh. Let me see. What can I possibly do? Can I like sidestep so that I am on the other, like right here? Oops, that's not the clicky mouse. That's also not the clicky mouse. Which one's the clicky mouse?
It looks like a mouse. You want the move?
Oh, there we go.
You
There
should
it
be
is.
able to move
There
your own
we go.
icon as well if you want to. You could just
Oh.
drag it, I think.
Alright. I like to shift my weight. So it's sort of like I'm pivoting on one foot
Okay.
to just move to that square.
Oh yeah. So
And I'm going to, well, I guess it's a large pivot since G squared is 5 feet. But I'm going to take a swing at Mr. Axe Guy.
the axe guy is just still covered in blood from the head of the friend of his that went off just a few minutes ago, and he's holding his axe, just gripping, watching you walk past him, just waiting for an opening. Go ahead and make your attack.
Oh. Alright. I don't think that is going to hit, but let me just double check. Does a 10 hit?
10 does not, as he's just too ready, and as you go to swing your own weapon, it like bats at it with the haft of his battle axe, just kind of pivots and knocks it down off to the side at the last second. I think you get more than one attack though if you want to take another.
Gonna come back after that embarrassing clash. What's the math here? 15.
15. Unfortunately, with the chainmail that they're wearing, a 15 is not going to make it. This time it does get through his guard and then kind of glances off his side, but the chainmail shrugs it. Sorry about that. You can definitely feel
Gonna
the
whisper, "You're next." I get close up to his face to just say, "You're next."
All right, nice. And next up, I believe, is going to be... okay, you hear some yells, everybody nearby. Couple things happen. You hear some shouts nearby, and you're not sure where they're coming from exactly, but there's some shouts nearby. Talithar and Balin, I'm going to get you both to roll athletics for me to see how fast you can cover the ground. You would be off the map currently, but I want to just see how you're doing. Depending on how you roll, might be how long it takes.
I got a 6, unfortunately.
Those dwarf legs, man, they're not having a good time keeping up.
Yeah, we're both wearing full armor too, if I recall correctly.
Yeah. Nothing like a run
You're
through
also
the
trying to
woods.
run several miles in like 12 seconds.
I kind of retconned that they're not that far, but it
Well
is
fun that way.
it is
It's
difficult
fun.
terrain and a good 10 minutes.
24.
All right. Do you
Oh
want to
my
leave
gosh.
Balin behind?
Here's
You
one
should,
thing,
you should,
Todd,
or
is,
you should pick up that.
Yeah, maybe I'm lifting him up and helping him to kind of split the difference. But I guess I'll also ask Bailey, like,
well, I can turn stuff into not difficult terrain with mold earth as a cantrip, right? So maybe I can just kind of be smoothing things about in front of us a little bit.
All right. Absolutely.
can you fly?
I can fly as well, yes.
I'm
Why don't you
imagining a
wait?
flying door.
Let's do this. Glug, 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 glug. I drink my potion of fly. You fly. Let's go.
Yeah, okay, right on.
You both can fly? That's amazing. I didn't realize that.
Remember, it's from
That's
Torg.
right.
I got the potion of fly.
Torig, you uncork the bottle as you did so many times with your good old dwarven pal, and you chug back. Feels good to be near drinking with a dwarf again. You chug back your potion and you begin to lift off the ground. At which point, you get this splitting, like, headache for a second. You're like, what did you give me, Torig? And then a voice, a strained voice of your old friend pops into your head.
Talithar! I don't have long. They know where you are. We're coming. Run!
And then his voice fades. You've had this spell before. Sending. You can reply if you want to.
Stay safe. We're gonna get out of here. We have the package, and then we'll get out quick. Stay safe, and then yeah.
All right. You chug your potion, and the two of you off into the night towards where that fireball had blasted up into the sky. Okay, cut back to the rest of the crew. At that moment, a couple things happen very quickly. Number one, this, it's one of those shots like over Hilda's shoulder. She's grimacing at the battle axe guy, and it's kind of, you can see your face, Hilda, and then behind you, you see a crossbowman step up into the firelight, flickering off the elemental, and the crossbow raises their crossbow and takes dead aim at the back of your head, Hilda, and just gets ready, and then suddenly lifts a foot off the ground. The crossbow going into the dirt at his feet. He lifts a good foot off the ground, and this large, metallic, wicked blade passes through the chainmail in the center of its chest from behind, sticking out into the flickering light. If you could only see this, it would look great. And then the scythe blade retreats, and the body crumples to the ground, and in the shadows, it barely visible for just a second, you see this skull face shrouded in this massive hood, the cloak in tatters, writhing around in the dark, a weird wispy smoke coming off it as it's see-through and almost not on this plane, begin to step back into the ethereal. And it's actually, so Hilda, you hear a very, very quiet sound behind you, but that was it. But you see Hoodrick's body language change as he's been backstepping, sees the elemental, sees you, can't get away from either of you, and he turns to look at you, and his eyes then go over your shoulder past you. And there's this look of like, what? And then you cast a glance over your shoulder, and it's already gone by then. The crumpled body of the crossbow person on the ground behind you. One less enemy to worry about. Okay.
Can I
Meanwhile,
ask if Wisdom saw that? That's like hooked into her whole thing.
let me check. Did I get you on here? No, empty. You're coming up soon, but not quite yet. But I will say, what's your passive perception, empty? And I'm going to say with advantage. Actually, go ahead and roll perception.
Yeah, I'll roll that. Because this is like, I've seen this before. I have the whole like astral sight thing going on, right? Like I have the mask of the astral self.
Yeah, you definitely get advantage on this.
I got a 22.
Ooh, that's not bad. That ain't bad at all.
For the record, my perception would be 19 if you took my passive.
With 22,
and of course,
you see
if
it.
you take a passive at advantage, then you add an additional 5. So it'd
that's how that works.
24.
Cool. Nice. So you absolutely see this thing. You see the scythe blade glinting in the dark. It's about maybe 40 feet away from you, but it's not that dark because the fire elemental. You see the scythe blade. You see the cloak half formed. You see this thing, and actually, with that perception check, you see the skull face that you've seen peripherally back in the inn, but now you see it in the light of the flickering elemental. You see the sunken cheeks, the absolutely skullish looking face there. But in the forehead, you see a large crystal, jagged, as though broken off a rock, piece of quartz veined in blue and yellow. And then it fades from view. Although, I guess if you can see astral, you can see where it is still. There is a reaper.
I technically can't see astral, unfortunately, but we can sort of like
you see where
into
it
the
was.
aesthetic of that. Yeah.
You see as it begins to fade away from view. At that exact moment as well, I'm gonna say,
go back. Like, I just wanted to know if I saw that. Like, it's not my turn.
You definitely see that. I'm gonna say Elias.
If I did, I would
Isolde.
Focused on that. Yeah.
Elias, you haven't acted yet. You're coming up very soon. Elias, you hear something from back, like, it seems to be coming mostly from behind you, down the path where you came from to the south, and you can hear this strange, like, kind of clickety-clack sounds coming from down, kind of echoing off the ridges, and you get this, I mean, your grandma's mad at you, you got that one bristling back of the neck, but you also get this really quick flash of, like, almost like a ultra zoom in of, like, a bow, and, like, gnarled fingers that are skeletal, pulling back on a bowstring, holding just a hand wavering, magic working the bone instead of muscle. You get the glint of a skeletal face. You also get almost a flash in your mind of deep yellow bloodshot eyes observing you from somewhere around. You're not sure from where. And that is now Elias's turn.
Okay. Do I recognize this as the thing that killed me in the inn, or?
What's your passive? Go ahead and roll perception, but you don't have advantage on this. Just a straight shot.
Yep.
Ooh.
Nice.
25.
Wow.
All right. So you were looking for where your grandma was, and then she disappeared, and you're like, where'd she go? And almost in a perfect eye line directly away, behind, you see the crossbow guy get just eviscerated by the scythe. You see that thing that touched you when you went into the ethereal plane back in the inn. You see the Reaper for just a second and then fading back into the darkness. So you know something is up. You also hear the click-clack of things echoing off around somewhere behind you, back this way, but still pretty far. What do you want to do, Elias?
Okay. I'm gonna shout at Hilda to be like, you should probably get over here as soon as you can. And that's gonna.
Can I hear it?
Yeah, you can absolutely hear him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
And that's gonna change things up a bit. So
yeah, you're
I'm
about
gonna
65 feet away, but he shouted. He wanted you to hear.
Yeah. So no more fireball. I'm just gonna cast Ray of Frost at Hoodrick.
All right, nice. Go ahead and make it the. Is that a save or a roll? I think it's a roll.
It's roll ranged magic attack, I believe. Yeah. D20. No, that's not gonna hit.
Ooh, a 5. Unfortunately, not.
Yeah.
It hits the tree branch. There are some overhanging trees there. Hits a branch and deflects, and you just see the whole thing just go from like late autumn, just coated in ice, instant winter. All the snow branch coating all the way from where your spell hit it, all the way out to the end of the branch, but just in front of Hoodrick's head. And he's like, oh. All right. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
Wrong one. Gonna move up to, come on, up. There we go. 2 spaces right there.
And you see Gex standing there now, no longer invisible. Just put a body down as though he was just encouraging somebody to go sleep. He's like 5 feet away from you right now. you kind of give each other a quick nod.
Cool. And that's my turn.
Okay. Coming up next, that was Elias. All right, now Hudrik's men seem oblivious to any other threats. Begin to go around. I'm going to start at the top. The first crossbow person at the top takes aim and fires at Hilda. Does a 15 hit your AC, Hilda?
No.
Okay, so the crossbow deflects off your armor. Another crossbow, this time out towards, I'm going to say towards Ashina, but no, that's pretty crowded there. Towards, probably this crossbow person's going to come scrambling down the cliff a little bit, trying to get a better line of sight. Almost ends up exactly face to face with Gex, so it's about 5 feet away. It's like, and just shoots from the hip, trying to shoot Gex with a crossbow. And not with a 2, they're not going to. So the total of, does 8 hit your AC? Oh, sorry. Does 7 hit your AC? My bad. Okay, so the crossbow just into the dirt at your feet. And he takes a step back involuntarily and cries out. The other crossbow people across the way, take care of them first. Isolde, one of them takes a shot at you. Does a 20 hit your AC?
I believe it does.
Okay, so you're going to take 10 points of piercing damage. Oh, I'll roll it. I haven't been rolling, but I'll roll it this time. Oh, that's above average. I should have not rolled it. All right. That will be 9 points of piercing damage to you as a crossbow bolt hits you.
Not 10.
Not 10. 9. And the other crossbow person's going to start to close range and takes a few steps, and then all you guys know about them is you just hear, and they just drop to the ground, and then dragged back, supernatural style, just back into the bushes, and you don't know where the hell they went. So even before they got the shot off. All right, so then we're going to deal with the people surrounding. Hilda, you're face-to-face with Battle Axe Boy. He's going to take a swing at you, but not before he decides to sidestep. So he's going to go around you to get the flank with Hudrik, and is going to attack with advantage. Does 23 hit your AC?
That will do.
All right.
That will do.
That'll do, pig. That'll do. And you're going to take 10 points of slashing damage as the axe finds its way through a spot in your armor, taking a chunk out of you. Hudrik. Oh, no, he's separate on this. The people surrounding Ashina and Empty Wisdom just go off. A couple of them with swords, one of them with spear, I think. So I'll just roll 3 times. Ashina, miss. I imagine an 11 misses you, Ashina?
Correct.
All right. That's a nat 19, so that's gonna be a hit. That's gonna be 23
On me?
on Ashina. Yeah.
Yeah, that one hits.
All right. That is going to. Not much damage. It's only 4 points of piercing damage as you get jabbed by a spear guy. Empty Wisdom is going to be the other one, and they attack, but they are they're going to step up so they can get the flank. I know.
Yeah, I didn't realize that you were playing with flanking. I always forget people do that.
I still like flanking. It's a good mechanism. They do technically outnumber you, so that's nat 20. Ugh, that's good.
Okay.
For 9 points of slashing damage from the short sword.
Okay.
I forgot. I
Great.
need you and I need Ashina to do a quick. I believe it's what is it for spiritual?
Wisdom roll.
Yeah, wisdom.
Oh,
please.
that's good thing. Sorry, I misunderstood.
Spirit Guardians is still up. It's a lot to track.
Well, that's when you
sorry.
start your turn, right? Like that hasn't
Yeah, I
happened
forgot
yet.
to do it before. Oh, actually, sorry, I don't have Ashina on here.
No, she hasn't had a turn yet.
What is
Roll 4.
Ashina's initiative? I missed that.
4.
Okay, so I haven't missed nothing.
What's your
Yeah.
dex? Darcy, what's your dex?
Oh, I rolled a 7. Sorry, it rolled twice because my mouse is busted and it double clicks sometimes.
Okay,
Okay.
last then.
So wisdom save for Ashina was 14, and that is actually going to save. That just barely saves, so you're going to take half damage of these. 12, 17 divided by... let's round that down and call that 8 points of radiant damage as these kind of glowing radiant runes are circling around like swarms of bees in a circle, and a few of them impact with your side. You take 8 points of radiant damage there, Ashina. Now, Empty Wisdom, you are just on the edge of that effect. Like, just.
That was the intent. That is where I intended to move, yes.
All right.
We talked about it last time. I remember that.
And speaking of which, Asher, the right-hand man there, is going to get his turn now. He's going to look at Empty Wisdom and thinking you've got the drop and allies with the elemental. It doesn't seem to notice that the elemental has turned yet, so it's going to go at Empty Wisdom. I need you to do I believe it's a dexterity saving throw, but I will double check.
Oh, I got something for that. As
Dex save, please.
Can I ask what is happening first so I can...
Oh, sorry. The cleric with the spiritual guardians is trying to sacred flame you.
Oh, okay, great. So I don't think it's not an A. Okay, evasion's only for AoE. Great. I'll just make a dex save.
All right.
13.
Okay, that is just below what you needed, so you're going to take 2d8, I believe.
Oh, I'm probably going down.
5, 7 points of radiant and fire damage.
Great, I hit 0.
Oh.
As the like flames come up around me, Wisdom like looks out towards where she had seen the specter, let's say, and with the words of the spirit, one of my features, will whisper into the air a voice that only it can hear. You followed us here. Perhaps I could become one of you. And then the like guys will all disappear and fall off of her, and just Empty lands on the ground in a slump.
Whoa.
Oh.
All right. Ashina is... Empty Wisdom is down currently. Not dead yet, but down. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. It is now... oh no! It was about to be your turn, too. I'm sorry.
I'm aware.
Ashina, what do you want to do?
Seeing what just happened, I want to stoop down, lay a hand upon her. Now let's see, where's it at? Spell up here.
Yeah, the astral stuff goes away, even if it only incapacitated, not just death. Okay, cool. Double check that.
You have 14 hit points back, bud.
Wow, that's a lot of healing for a healing word.
And you know what?
Yep.
I'm gonna say it happened so fast, and Ashina just like you don't drop your astral. It begins to fade, and then you're just heaved right back up on your feet again.
Okay.
Or off your feet again.
Okay. Yeah, like it disappears, and then the healing touch, I don't know what your healing word looks like, reinvigorates her, and it just sort of like flares back up.
Nice. All right. You do still have a bonus action if you, or you might have something else, Ashina, if you want. You would take a bunch of attack of opportunities if you try to leave there by regular means.
Well, actually, I'm going to try a little bit of acrobatic, and I'm going to try and jump over. How tall is the guy in front of me?
Probably about 5.5 feet. Now, just so you know, if you leave, it's the guy behind you that will definitely get a shot at you.
Stand. I'm going to try and jump over to here.
Okay. So you won't take attacks from the two that are right near, but the one just behind you will get a swing at you as you try to run away. Here, I'll roll that.
I got to take that chance. I got to get the hell out of that circle.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you want to burn your action on it, this thing that you're narrating could be narratively what your disengage is.
I
I
would
can't
allow that.
disengage. I don't have the ability.
Everyone can disengage. Everyone
an
can disengage. It's just that rogues can do it as bonus instead of a full
quick question:
action.
which spell did you cast to heal Empty
It
Wisdom?
was Healing Word,
Was it Healing
which
Word?
is a bonus action.
Word level 3.
Oh yeah, so you still have
Which is
your
a bonus
action.
action.
Yeah, so you still have your action, so you can fully disengage, and that means from everybody. So you can spend your action to carefully step away, and then
Well,
you
I
are
feel
now.
like the narrative of jumping over is a great disengage.
Yeah, that
flavorfully,
works.
right?
Yeah, you just leap over, hit the ground, and just you are able to move your full movement if you want to from this spot. Well,
I'll
so you
do
get.
it. Yes, I will do that then.
Do you want to go directly across towards the edge? Do you want to run back the way you came? Go north? Which direction do you want to head?
I want to try and head south. But
Okay.
I got to go past this guy.
Oh, you
Yep,
could.
that's
When
okay.
you
You just
disengage,
get
you can go
wherever.
out and around. So you get to
Right.
probably about maybe here or so. Just
works.
eyeballing it. So you were booking it away, and Empty is just surrounded by this
I-
throng
Yeah.
of soldiers.
As you leave, you hear from Wisdom. Thank you, Angel. You will not be forgotten.
Nice. All right. Top of the order, except I'm going to get Talithar and Balin to roll initiative, please. I mean, flight is not teleport, but it is a lot faster. So I just want to know when to slot you in. While they're doing that, Isolde, you're up next.
Actually, no,
I got a
don't
step
want
in
to go
God.
that way. I don't
Thank
want
you.
to go down south. I want to go up this way. How
Uh,
far?
I think you
going-
can move your own character.
How
Yeah.
far going up? Yeah, I can. But
Yep.
how far up towards?
You get another 20 feet or
building
so
can I
from
get?
there. So you could probably get like here.
Here?
Yeah, not quite there. Probably just. Also, that you want to give that elemental a little bit of leeway, so you probably get to about maybe here.
Okay. That works.
You see the crumpled
line of
form of the crossbow person laying on the ground in front of you. You didn't see what hit them. Maybe it was Isolde with the bow and arrow. Hard to tell in this.
Right.
All
I
right.
want line of sight with the asshole.
Yep. All right, with Hudrick. Isolde, it is now your turn. Oh, before Talithar, what did you roll?
He rolled an 18.
All
Sorry,
right.
I was on mute. 18 for initiative.
Thank you. All right, I will slot you guys in once you kind of get a little bit closer. Okay, coming up next, Isolde. You're advancing up to stand next to Elias.
Elias. Yeah. And I have a pretty good bead on. Well, it doesn't matter. He has Brand of Castigation, so I always know where he is.
Yep.
As long as he's on this plane. And I'm just going to be like, yeah, you need to die. You need to die today.
Oh, that is terrifying.
I got a situation too. That cleric just cast another spell.
Yep.
The spell that he's got around him dropped.
No, not that kind of spell.
That's not how that works. No.
Concentration doesn't drop for that.
Yeah, single use versus ongoing effect.
Yeah. All right. But thanks for looking out, keeping me honest. All right, so you are firing at Hudrick, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Oof.
So that is unfortunately when I got hit, I did not pass my contest.
Thank you for checking that.
And so my hex dropped. I don't have any more.
Fair enough.
So
You could recast if you want to, as a bonus before.
No,
you...
I can't.
Oh, okay.
I don't have any more.
Fair.
Yeah, I only get 2 slots, so they're
All
done.
right. Well, 24 with your shot does hit. Hudrick's just
Yeah,
getting
so
peppered. His back is to you right now. He's
12
sitting
damage.
All right.
12 damage for that one, and then my next one.
Ooh, it's peppered with arrows. He's
Do I have?
shaking with the impact, but not
Just
not
double
done yet.
checking. I don't have any special arrows. I do not. Okay, because this would be the moment to use one, but I don't have one. So 17.
All right, so the first arrow hits him in the back, and he turns and looks back and sees you just aiming over Gex's shoulder in the line of sight from there, and just sees you raise the bow, and the arrow right towards his face, just and his shield. The arrow just shatters against his shield, and he just grimaces and growls in your direction.
I just kind of look down and go, "Hey, fuck you!"
All right.
In good Isolde fashion.
Coming up next, normally it would be somebody else, but hold on. In walks Grams. Beatrice comes walking out of the dark, grabs Elias by the scruff of the neck and pulls him back a half a foot, and turns to you and just slaps you in the only way that a grandma can, and just like really practiced kind of, okay, I don't know. But just gives you this hard slap, and you look at her, and she's got tears streaming down her face, and she's this mix of emotion of she's proud, and she's angry, and she's sad, and she's resolved, and she's angry, and she's afraid, and she's angry, and it's all coming at you. And she grabs Elias by the scruff of the neck and pulls you down to her kind of her level, and you look at her eyes, and you expect her to yell, but instead she does the whole gets real quiet thing, and she looks into Elias's eyes, and she just mutters, "Boy, I told you not to come for me. You didn't listen.
You don't listen either.
You don't understand."
It's Brunson.
You fool, boy. What do you think, a divination wizard doesn't know when they're going to die? Of course I know. I am not meant to leave here. And I never was. And I wanted you to. I wanted you far away from here. And she slaps you again, and then she kind of pulls you in close and kind of puts her head kind of into your chest, and then goes, "You fool. Thank you. You're stupid, but you're a good boy."
And I'll hug her back and just say, you were a lot better at reading tea leaves than I was. I'm really sorry. And then just go somewhere safe, please.
She kind of pulls back a little bit and lets you go and says, "Well, roll the dice, boy. We'll do the best we can with the time we have. And if you live through this, you fucking remember that." All
He
right.
just nods.
And that's Beatrice's turn. Coming up next, Hudrick is just...
Can I actually interrupt?
Oh, yeah.
So I didn't think of it before, but Donnie actually reminded me. We went a full initiative cycle without the elemental doing anything.
Oh, thank you. Yep, sure. We'll just squeeze them in right now.
So,
Sure. Yeah,
I mean, I don't know what their initiative is this pass, but they probably should have done something last pass.
They were making up their mind. They were having an internal conflict. Be like, summoner, rage, kept me in a bottle. Don't like them. Didn't mind that person.
Fair enough.
Burn it all.
I like it.
Is what they finally settled down on. And so Hudrick is standing there and just gritting their teeth in pain, some blood trickling out of the side of the face, and looks back, locks eyes with Isolde, and just is like, "Burn, you bitch." And then this massive flame fist comes smacking Hudrick in the face as he extends his hand to cast something in your direction. And it gets interrupted by 2 swings of a massive burning elemental fist. The first one actually going wide and causing Hudrick to stumble back. The second one does land a scorching impact upon Hudrick's chest. I'm going to need to look up. Thank you for reminding me, Darcy. See, this is good.
I have a vested interest. It's the only thing I've actually done in this fight is talk to an elemental.
Hey,
so, you know.
Yeah, that's fair. Sick 'em, boy.
I'm outsourcing my damage.
And does 10 points of fire damage up on Hudrick's chest. It just, and the coughing and sputtering on fire is just looking rough. Like as Hudrick is now, the cloak pulls off their cloak and throws it on the ground. It's smoldering as this elemental just steps in front. And now it's Hudrick's turn, and Hudrick is gonna be like, and just cast a different spell. And actually, you know what? I'm gonna make him do an Arcana check to see if he can be that quick on his feet, as it were. 19. So he is, and he's done this before. As he looks around, surveys, things have turned, and just vanishes from sight.
Now we need the damn counter spell.
Wait,
Well,
is this just a quick question? Is this before or after he cast shield to block Isolde?
This is after he cast shield. She was the top of the order.
Okay.
Now, this is a new turn. You do still have your reaction for this turn.
Oh, yeah, counterspell for sure, level 4.
All right. This is greater, so you're going to need to roll for it. Roll effectively your Arcana, sort of, if you're trained in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
19. That'll do it. As the spell flickers and fades, and you can see Hudrick has turned and trying to turn. He gets like half a step this way, and then bamps back, and he's like, "Come on!"
that was dramatic enough. I want to know what the counter spelling looks like.
Yeah.
When you do it, Eli.
You've just finished this conversation with Grams. You turn your head, you see her.
Just wipes the tears from his eyes, and he's like, "Not now!" Like he's almost like it's like interrupting his conversation with his grandma.
Oh no, you don't.
Naturally, your grandma thinks you're saying that to her, and that just makes her more mad. In the way that only a parent or grandparent can be like, "You were talking to me like that?" But you were actually talking to Hudrick. We know that. Gram doesn't. All right. I don't know. She's been Gram. She's been Meemaw. I don't know. What do you call your grandma? I should ask you that.
I feel like Madam. She wouldn't want anything less.
Madam. Now a quick flashback to Gex being told what to color, and anyway, sorry, that was a different. Anyway, flashback to now. Coming up next on deck. Not quite yet there, Talithar, sorry. It is gonna be Gex, followed by Hilda.
So that guy's toast. So where's how far am I from?
There is a crossbowman in front of you. There's the cleric who's basically untouched. Spells just whipping around, chewing into lots of stuff. And then, yes, Hudrick is over there next to Hilda.
Yeah, I feel like
We're empty over there with 3.
Oh, yeah, Empty is surrounded and in rough shape.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get to Hoodrick because I can get there with my movement if I run.
Now,
I believe.
that's totally cool, but Empty is surrounded by 4 people.
Oh yeah, well maybe it would be nice of me if I eliminated.
Do you want to go for the ally who is literally on her knees in front of these warriors, or are you going to go for the thorn in your side?
So yeah, he takes a step in that direction and then sees out of the corner of his eye, Empty has gone down, and he's like, "Ugh, can't let that happen." So then
now,
both
Empty is
over here,
alive for now, but
yeah.
in
But
Russia,
Gex is like, you know how he is about his friends, like, so he's not going to stand for that crap. Definitely going to get very stabby on the closest one of the people that he can get to there. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, rush over there, and I can attack twice with my dagger, so that's the plan.
Sure thing. Which one? Go ahead and place yourself next to them, or are you throwing?
No, I'm going to get there. So
All right.
I'm going to grab myself. Oh yeah, it would help if I selected the...
You
select
must
move.
select additional pylons. Oh wait, there we go.
Yeah, okay, and rolling
Circle.
rolling dagger.
Yeah, so you would be walking into this like
Yeah, you don't want to go in that
spectral force. It'd be very obvious, I assume.
what's
it's
your-
visible.
Yeah,
right?
it is visual in these glowing white,
okay.
translucent runes. You're like, maybe don't.
Obvious he would go there.
Okay,
Then
Glitter. Yes, more glitter.
yeah, and
because you know,
this
being stupid is dumb.
This swords
So-
person has their blade up, ready to just stab down into Empty, who's just kind of pop back up again, and you get the drop on them. Go ahead and roll with advantage.
With advantage. So
Yeah, you're
17
sneaky.
is-
I'm not even gonna make you roll stealth.
Uh,
Let's see.
so we'll count this 17
2
plus
seconds.
8. Plus 8 is 25, and the damage
That's a hit.
is 1d4 plus 4. So
And
6,
sneak
but
attack.
that- and sneak attack, which is so many dice. What did I say? 6 plus 15, so 21.
Oh,
And then
yeah,
the
that's all.
second,
So the first guy.
second attack.
Hold on. The first guy, you just get up and behind him. Sorry, I'm on the wrong. Okay, so you get up and behind this guard, just right in the spine, give it a little twist, drops like a sack of potatoes. The sword clattering next to Empty's half-fallen body, just done for. You get a second attack, do you?
Yeah,
Huh?
I don't get sneak attack though.
Okay.
Second one.
The other one, yeah, it sees you now. You've revealed
So
yourself.
that is 21.
That hits.
And then damage is not a lot because it's so 7 on that one.
Not
So
bad though.
sneaky.
Not bad.
Not
All right,
bad
so-
considering it's almost full.
Yep.
That's 5,000 deaths.
Yeah, just and he stumbles back. The spear kind of brings it around to guard against you, but too late. The nasty gash on the side of his neck.
And then as a bonus action, he'll just disengage back. Because
Okay.
he can make it all the way back.
Oh, that's right. You
Well,
go.
wasn't one of your attacks?
I think
one of your attacks was a bonus action.
is a bonus action usually.
So the second one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
no,
your second attack is actually your bonus action.
Yeah, that's right. That counts as bonus. No,
Yeah, so
he'll
you're
just
still
stay there and go, hey, what now? What now? What
Your
you do now?
Goliath form ready for battle. Daggers all set. Nice. Coming up next, we have Hilda. Elias, you're soon.
Oh, well, I mean, I just witnessed, like, Hoodrick kind of flicker in and flicker out and have a little mini tantrum
Yep.
that he couldn't completely disappear. And I'm just looking at him in disbelief now with, like, a little gash in my side from the buddy in the back there. Like, did you just try to disappear? We are having a fight here, sir, so I'm gonna take a swing at him.
He raises his arms as you start talking to him. He's like, wait.
Kill him.
It's your call, Hilda.
All right. So I don't think the first hit's gonna hit him. It would be a 15, but the
Miss.
other one is a dirty 20.
Ooh. Okay, you know what? Because it's a new round. The first shot, he just barely sidesteps. He's like, wait, we can... And then the second shot just arcing towards him, and he's like, yeah! And the arcing shield glances off, so it does not hit. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Slippery
All
little
right.
wizard. Slippery wizard. Okay, sorry. You do have a bonus and
Hopefully he
a
can
move.
talk me down. All right. Bonus time. Okay.
I'm gonna use a plot point. He threw the shield up on the mist.
That's not how it works, unfortunately. Sorry.
The shield lasts all round. Once it's been cast, he has 21 AC for the entire rest of the round.
Yeah. I'm
Ooh.
sorry.
I think it's 21. It might be higher, honestly.
No,
Yeah.
it's 21. I'm not afraid to tell her. And this guy's looking ragged, but is just slippery, slipping out just from within, barely hanging on.
Let me just.
Head practically on a swivel, looking back and forth at all the threats.
I'm going to cast Sanctuary
Nice.
so that it covers a 30-foot range. Kind of covers Ashina too, so
Now,
that
if you're
you
gonna,
do have.
you'd have to upcast it to. Can Sanctuary upcast? I think it can. I don't remember. I'll have to look that one up.
Doesn't say so. I'm looking at it right now.
I think it's only a first level.
Yeah, it doesn't have an upcast. I'm surprised. It usually would for something like
Yeah.
that.
Well, unfortunately, you're gonna have to pick.
But it doesn't have concentration, I guess is why I didn't bother making
So-
the upcast version.
Yeah, so it's a bonus action spell which you just cast. You get to ward one creature against an attack within 30 feet. So would you like to use it for yourself, or would you like to use it for Ashina? You have to pick one.
I would pick it for Ashina because
Okay. All right,
I'm still
Ashina,
going.
you are warded against attack by the magic of your dwarf paladin there as you go walking, kind of scrambling through, trying to get up north. Okay, thank you. That's your turn, Hilda.
Will Ashina inherently know how the spell works?
You get the feeling is there's this. Well, what does it look like, Hilda, when you call down this spell upon your friend?
Good question.
I'm going to say that it kind of looks like a beam of golden light,
Nice.
and it kind of arches and it hits you because you're just at the end of the range of the 30 feet. So you're like, hey, when it like kind of falls down.
Nice. So it's this kind of
Interesting.
arch, just, and where it touches you,
what
Ashina, it
benefit
begins
does
to
it-
spread this light, this very shimmery, light, golden kind of light spreads around your body and flashes for a second, and then settles down. But you can still tell that it's in effect. You're not sure what exactly, but you feel a sense of peace, a sense of safety, radiating out around you, thanks to your friend Hilda. All right.
So, all right, what benefit does it? award?
Anything that tries to attack you has to do a wisdom save in order to continue to attack you. Otherwise, they'll be like, "Not you. I'll get somebody else." It's a pretty sick spell.
But it breaks if you make an attack. Like you have to be pacifistic to get the benefits.
Yeah,
I
you
love
can
that spell.
feel. You would notice that. You would
works.
feel that it is a thin shimmer. That if you do something hostile, it will break from your side. But it is currently protecting you. So if you attack or cast a hostile spell, then it would no longer protect you. All right, coming up next.
I might have to peace out soon, but I have to stick for a while.
All right, no problem. We're gonna wrap up pretty soon for tonight, I think, but not before. everything's been going on. The tide is turning. Something's going on. Then all of a sudden, this brilliant, bright white light flashes, and it's so sudden. You're all just like, "What was that?" This hugely brilliant light just whoosh, strikes out right here. Oh, it's got to be much bigger than that. It's centered there, but it's more like this. And Ashina, you are just on the edge of it as this brilliant light flashes, illuminating the whole area. Talithar and Balin are actually the first to get a great look at it, as you're almost there. Your next round, you would be there. But you're hovering up high over the mountain pass due east from where this is. In fact, I could even put you on the map at this point, but not before something happens first. And the brilliant light begins to fade, and you're all rubbing your eyes with the afterglow. And in that spot, that empty spot, it was empty. Now you can see several figures. First of which is this massive, bulbous creature with tentacle-like eye stalks sticking off at almost all angles. A large central eye gazing balefully out towards you. And when they appeared, they were facing due south. But then with all the hubbub and the action going on, it turns and the eye and head just snap, facing due east, looking down towards all the action. Its massive teeth and lined maw. The teeth on this thing are like as long as daggers or short swords, and it's a terrifying beholder has now appeared there. With the beholder, you also see a very strange creature. It's like a large snake, and I mean large, almost 10, 15 feet from tail to snout. But the top of the snout extends up almost 10 feet in the air, and because of the arching. And then these hoof-like legs, these legs that end in hooves, almost like a horse's body, kind of a little bit elongated in the snake, kind of stomping on the ground, leaving these smoldering, smoking circles in the dirt and the grass where it's burned the ground where it's stepped. Its skin and scales, I should say, are kind of chipped and cracked in places, and you can see a glow of fire or hot orangish red light from illuminating from within. And you see these eyes of this dark red eyes, and then it opens its mouth. You see the flames flickering on the inside of its mouth, standing just to the left of this beholder. We are here, master, it says. A few seconds later, as your eyes begin to, not even seconds, like an instant later, you see huddled beneath these two and slumping, almost losing its footing. You see this cloaked, ragged figure, hunched low, pretty short to begin with, kind of waver for a second, the spell scroll in their hand beginning to just turn to ash in front of them, and go away to wisp. The spell spent, the energy spent. This being kind of almost falls, goes to their knees, holding this wooden staff next to them. A dwarf wearing a cloak and robes just in front of this beholder has effectively teleported them in. Talithar, you recognize them immediately as they fall to their knees. Torig, kneeling on the ground, panting, brings his head up in the firelight from the elemental. You can see the large red crystal embedded in his forehead. Even at this range, you're about 100, 120 feet away right now, flying. You just pause. You see your old friend working for the enemy. All right. Party, what do you want to do?
Wow. Damn.
We can use that as a stop point, we can go a little further. It's up to you.
Well, I think
I'm gonna
Darcy
duck
has
out.
to leave
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. If you want to keep going, that's great. But I think I'm going to be jumping out. So it's funny. I was thinking I was probably going to try and like intimidate everyone around me, and this all happens, and it's like, well, anything I'm going to do is not going to. Like, it's pretty pale compared to sort of maybe picture Wisdom sort of slowly standing up, and as she was doing that, like, you know, the one dies next to her, and the other one gets stabbed, and this whole thing explodes, and she just kind of like serenely looks on at the others, the enemies around her, and just, your attempts are futile. Flee with your lives. And it's just like this deadpan. But I'm gonna be dipping out there. So have a good night, everybody.
Thanks,
Hope
Jesse.
you know, enjoy your fight.
You know what? Let's go around the horn and see how. There's almost like a moment of stillness as everyone, all the combatants, even the elementals, like, huh? As they turn to look. So I'm just curious. Let's go around the horn. How do you respond to all of this? Let's start with Balin as you're hovering next to Talithar, 120 feet away over top of the mountain, taking this in from a distance. What are you thinking? What do you want to say?
Sorry, could I just get a quick refresher on what's going on here? I've been multitasking a little bit.
No problem. So you just saw a beholder, a nightmare naga, and a dwarven wizard walk into a bar. I feel like that's teleport into an ambush site. You see an elemental hovering there, deciding who to punch next. You see Hoodrick just growling and like toe to toe with Hilda. You see crossbowmen all pausing and like trying to assess the threats and taking a turn. Everybody is just like, stop and look.
He doesn't know who Hoodrick is. He doesn't know who Hoodrick is yet.
That's fair, but you know the threat, and from your friends who have been fighting these purple cloaked people. It's a mess down there, and a beholder and a nightmare naga just appeared on the scene, like right there. Balin, what's going through your mind right now?
And we got some kind of. Sorry.
Look at.
All right. Well, is there anybody? It looks like they're on the verge of death here.
From this range, I'm gonna get you to do a perception check for me.
All right. Looks like I got a 7.
All right. So unfortunately, you only have eyes for the biggest things, which are the Nightmare Naga and the Beholder. Sorry, pal.
My rolls have been terrible tonight.
Yeah.
The fire elemental, I imagine.
Yeah, you can see the fire elemental as well.
Someone was talking about needing a counter spell earlier. Is that still something that's going on?
At this moment, no, but you can ready it. That's fine. I'll let you crack that off with as a ready action type thing later.
I mean, if I'm noticing him near me, surveying.
You know what? Actually, if I could maybe use animate objects, we're in a forest, right? Maybe I could animate some trees or some rocks, perhaps, to help us fight.
Absolutely. So go ahead, you cast that spell and identify some tree-ish allies, some rocks. You crack that off, and I believe you wouldn't be able to do it right next to where everything's going on, but you can get it ready so that your inanimate objects can go and cause havoc next round.
Yeah, I could make like flying rocks or have the trees walk around or something, or whatever you're okay with. But I think I'd like to try to find one huge size creature if I could, and then do one medium sized creature. That should use my my limit there.
Absolutely. So you can pick. Yeah, let's go with some of the trees nearby. That's going to be the easiest. So really big tree and a bunch of rocks, a pile of rocks that identifies as, I'm going to need a name, internet, for a pile of rocks. because that's how I roll.
Dwayne Johnson.
Dwayne.
I like that.
Yeah, Dwayne Johnson. Nice. I like it.
Rock Johnson.
Rock lobster. All right. I accept Dwayne Johnson, the pile of rocks, and then I need a name for the large tree creature. And I'm gonna write these down because if we do pause,
Stumpy.
Stumpy. Sure.
sure. Stumpy and Dwayne Johnson, and the pile of rocks is the big one, or the tree's the big one. You get to decide there, Matt.
I think it makes more sense for the tree to be the huge size creature.
All right. Stumpy is big. All right. Cool. And that is your turn. And you can also use your move to get a little closer. So you're now only 90 feet away. Okay, cool. Talathar, you've been hovering nearby, and you take this all, and you get a moment of pause as you recognize your friend. What do you want to do?
I mean, I'm probably focused on Torrig as opposed to my other dwarf companion, but I will say, if you can, dispel the magic affecting my friend, and I point at the dwarf among them, and I'm gonna I don't know if we're continuing this, but I'm gonna fly in.
All right, so you can double move, do a dash, and then your move, and you get to go 60 feet, I believe. Is flight? What is the speed?
It's my move speed. It's my move speed.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
So but I would want to cast something as I'm going in. Like, I don't want to just use up all my.
Oh, actually,
yeah.
It's a speed of 60 feet for the duration.
Okay.
So you can actually get 120 feet this round if you're going to burn action and move. You could be in the mix.
I don't want to use up my action.
Okay. You can get 60 feet then. So you're 60 feet away, just on the edge. I'm just looking for your character. There. You're up there somewhere. All right. That's about 60 feet. And Balin is a little bit behind you back there. I don't know if you can see yourselves on the edge of the map there, but you are on the board. Cool.
Okay.
And you're at about 60 feet in the air. Maybe 40 feet in the air. Oh, I think his internet just died, or he just fell asleep. I can't tell which.
It looks like he's sleeping, yeah.
Narcolepsy, my old nemesis. Oh, there he goes. He's back.
Well, I'm back. Did I crack up? Okay. I mean, I'm too far away to really be able to until the next round. So.
All right. I mean, if you're gonna lose the action anyway, do you want to spend the action to dash, and you'll be able to get in closer?
The problem then is that I become a big target, right? So let me just see.
The paladin in plate mail should be the big target.
He should be the big target, but he should be the big target when he's doing something. Just 1 second.
Oh, come on. 3-point landed. 3-point landing.
Just land like Captain America on your knee, Cap.
Yeah.
Get in there and help Hilda.
No, I'm actually going to. You know what? That's fine. I'm gonna use my dash. Can I do a dashing attack though?
I'll tell you what. I will let you do like a push attack at the end of a dash, unless you have the charger feat.
Okay, I don't have the charger feat, so I'll just do kind of a. I mean, I don't even know if I can push a beholder, but I would go right up against.
Oh, damn!
Yeah,
I knew I should have looked up that icon. All right, let me just look up an icon here for a minute. I didn't place them yet. All right, so you go rocketing down, and you slam the ground. That is an itty bitty beholder. That is not that small. Just 1 second. It's one of those little ones, just little geezers.
Oh, it's a little one? No, no problem.
No, this is a big one, a big and terrifying monster. And you know what? It's just cool, even if it's a little. No, you can get right up. I'm gonna say you can get almost to it, between it and your friend. How's that sound?
Sure, like I'm probably gonna be something like this. So
nice.
Yeah, and then
and
I'm gonna yell at everyone, including Hoodrick and the others. To like, I'm just gonna yell at them all: face the real foes, turn and fight them.
I'm gonna get you for free. Do a persuasion check for me. Everyone else has been stunned silence. Then the paladin literally comes flying in, lands next to his old friend, kind of tries to pull him to his feet a little bit, and just points his sword at the beholder and shouts out to everybody. Go ahead and roll persuasion.
Not so good, 11.
Okay.
That should give me advantage.
I was actually about to say that. I feel like people will later be like, nah, you have advantage, because that's a sick move, coming in, flying, and landing. The dice are like, nope.
Still 11.
Back threes. There's nothing I can do.
Nothing I can do. There it is.
Yep, that was supposed to be. Your voice cracks, and in the presence of this terrifying beast, and you can you say that and you raise a sword and everyone's just still kind of shocked. And the beholder looks down at you.
Matt, you need a naga as well.
It seems very amused. All right, coming up next. I forgot where I left off.
Well.
Is this a new round? Is that what this is? No. That was Talithar. Gex.
I think it's me.
No. Oh no, sorry, Elias. I don't remember. We paused because, monsters bamfed in.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna turn around to Grandma. Yep.
You need to place a naga as well, I believe.
Oh, I do. Thank you for reminding me. So what do you want to do, Elias?
I'm gonna turn around to Grandma and just be like, get out of here, use Dimension Door, whatever you can, just go. I have to stay here. We'll figure it out. And wherever you go, alert everyone you know you have connections that there's a beholder here. Please.
And she looks at you and says, "That's a great idea, boy." And she reaches out and takes your hand in hers. What are you intending to do after you talk to her? I'm just curious. As you look back towards the nasty pile of stuff.
I was gonna stay and ready a spell.
Which spell are you readying? I'm just curious. Or you don't have to tell me if you don't want to. You can be mysterious.
It was gonna be Firewall or Wall of Fire.
Nice. All right. So,
that's a giant nug.
if you want to let it go now, you feel the crackle of magical energy gathering around you, and it takes you half a second to realize, yeah, that's not your energy. And the grandma pulls your hand hard downwards and grabs your shoulder with her other free hand, finishing the spell, and she bamfs out, taking you with her.
Oh.
And she looks at you and she says, "All right, boy.
Stealing my boot.
Let's test our fate then. Together." And she bamfs you out of there. As you are fading away, you have a chance to throw up that spell if you want to. You're going to be leaving it behind you. Can you pick a spot where you want it to be? Go ahead and draw it on the map. As you are literally... and you just want to leave something behind to help your friends. Isolde was standing right next to you. Gex and Empty Wisdom in the middle of it right there. They're all within range of your spell.
Yeah, there's not. I wouldn't be able to pull it off because I was gonna ready once people moved, so I had to save for.
Well, you know this about that spell. If you cast it, it's one-sided, and it'll push enemies away. So if you wanted to, you could have it dive right between something like that. If you want to, you would know that would be possible, and it wouldn't affect your friends.
Yeah.
If I'm a real dick, I'd make Empty Wisdom do a deck save.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna hold it.
Okay.
Like, I don't think he would cast it at that point.
Sure. So you and your grandmother bamf away 500 feet. So you're off the map.
Woo.
Yep. You're definitely... Oh, that I did not mean to hit that button.
I guess that's a mission success.
Yep. Grandma and Elias safely away. Right? I'll just put you right in the corner. You go sit in the corner. You think about what you did. Okay. That's your turn, Elias. Coming up next. Hoodrick's men are just like, and I'm gonna do a roll against 11. I tried to give you advantage. You're even a member of the Mage Tower. You, like, by all rights, that should have worked. So I'm going to give them disadvantage on their roll. Or actually, it'll be if they need to roll under 11, but they have disadvantage to do it. To just see what those Hoodricky guys do. Okay. I rolled. Oh, it's not quite on the screen there. I rolled a 10 and a 3. And Asher, the cleric who's maintaining that spell, looks at you all and kind of finds their voice and calls out,
To arms, men! The beasts! Aid Talithar!
They know you. You've chatted with them in the bar. And is going to cast a spiritual weapon and casts a spear that hovers next to the beholder and tries to attack the beholder. And it misses, but it kind of shakes the men out of their stupor. That they all begin. Oops, sorry, undo that. They all begin to turn and try to take up positions, but they are outnumbered and outmatched. They begrudgingly turn their backs on the people they were just fighting. These two are actually going to run up and try to attack the Naga as best they can. That one of them actually might hit. Yeah, doing 7 points of damage. Nice. All right.
Nice.
The other one's just kind of harrying and keeping it busy. All right. The remaining crossbow people who have not been picked off. This one comes running forward, turns towards that, and raises their crossbow to valiantly fight alongside you. And then, before they get a chance to do anything, they freeze solid. Just this blast of ice, good 10, 15 feet long, in a conish arc, blasts out of the woods and encases them, literally freezing them solid where they stand. And out steps an Oni from the woods where it's been hunting you guys one at a time. I don't have another picture, so I'm just going to use this one. Steps, it's not in a suit, but a large ogre-type creature, except much better dressed, steps out of the woods right there, having just frozen that one to in mid-step, looks towards the beholder and calls out,
Yes, welcome, master.
And you now have met Rodan. And the Naga says, Help us more, you lumbering oaf, Rodan. And the two of them kind of snarl at each other. And the beholder says,
Do not argue. Feast on the bad ones first.
I don't know if you could hear that. Did you hear what he said or no?
There was a
I
lot
hit
of
the
laughing.
train sound effect button at the same time.
Yeah. The beholder steps forward and just is like,
Do not argue amongst yourselves. Feed on the men and women. Feed on them all.
and the two, the Naga and the Oni, kind of shake their heads instead of glaring at each other. Turn and look at the rest of you instead. Okay, I think that's everybody. Did I get everybody? Oh, this crossbow guy. He's standing next to Isolde, and he wets himself, and he turns to Isolde, and he's you were just in a battle with this guy, and he's like, what do we do?
Oh, just run, you idiot.
And he turns and just flees. And I'm just gonna roll to see which direction he runs. Yep, he runs off towards the north, running past the fire elemental, and he gets like just past the fire elemental. It's like just running, and the fire elemental looks as this guy goes running past him. Is like, and it hits him. I didn't roll that well. So he manages to just dodge with a 3 and 2. Dodge out of the way. He's like, and just keeps on running. Double dash, and he gets to about there. And the battle axe guy, who's been toe-to-toe with Hilda, looks at Hilda and he's like,
Later, we'll settle this.
and then turns and goes running forward to stupidly or bravely attack the beholder. And he's going to do so recklessly. And probably misses. Yep, misses. The axe hits the thick hide, but doesn't pierce it. Just this, you see the line where it hit it, but it doesn't. It's not enough to draw blood. And the beholder looks over at him and is like, okay, that's all of them. Coming up next, let's get to at least to the bottom, then we'll decide whether we want to keep going. Balin, followed by Empty Wisdom and Ashina. Balin, what do you want to do?
Okay, so I was 90 feet away before, right?
Yeah. And you can do 60
So I'm 30
feet
feet
around.
now?
You're actually
Yeah.
60 feet away. Yeah. It was, you went 60 before, so now you could do another 60 and get pretty much anywhere. Yeah, you can get right up to where Talithar went, basically.
Okay.
Or anywhere else if you want
Give me just a
you
sec.
know.
So yeah, the range on my animate object spell is 120 feet. So I assume I tried to animate some objects closer to the battle area. So
Yep.
maybe those guys can attack this turn.
Absolutely. So go ahead and just roll d20s for me. Roll 2 of them.
Right.
Oops. Hold on. Trying to get this. Come on. Oh, sorry. That's
So
not what I
the
wanted.
big creature's an 18 and the medium creature's 14.
All right. I'm just going to
And
put
it looks like the medium creature is a +5 to hit, huge creature is a +8 to hit.
All right. So there's your tree, and it's literally going to animate from behind. You want to attack the Naga or the Beholder?
I think I'm going for the Beholder. As a dwarf who's lived underground, I'm well aware of these what these things can do. Maybe have a bit of a grudge against them. Probably play a role in the
And you know
initial
what?
destruction of
I'm going to
Illifarn.
say it's got advantage on the attack, so you can just roll one more.
Roll an
Can
extra
we
D20.
pause at some point here for just like a couple of minutes?
Absolutely. Sorry, we powered right on through because I knew Darcy was going to go. But yeah, absolutely.
Yes, but they've gone now, so
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, 18's still the better roll to hit.
All right, that is just enough. Go ahead and roll the damage.
That would be a 12.
Nice. All right. Surprisingly, the beholder's been looking really confident, and then a tree punches him in the back. So there we go. Nice job. It thumps him and it looks angry, and that's what you did. That's what you did. And you can travel. Where do you want to land, or are you going to stay flying?
I would like to stay flying, I think.
Good call.
I'm just checking if it takes an action to command my creatures here.
I'm just going to put a flag icon on you to remind me that you are flying high.
Yeah, it's a bonus action to command my creatures, so I can
Nice.
still do a normal attack.
All right. Where do you want to land, and what do you want to do?
So I'd like to hover if I can. Maybe try to get back here somewhere behind where the beholder is.
That's going to be basically you can go as far as Talithar is right on the edge, so you can't get behind.
Okay. I'd just like to get within 30 feet of the beholder. I'll let you put my character somewhere you think would be
There you go.
a smart tactical
There you
choice.
go. You're not the front line. There's a couple of armored guards in front of you. The Oni is fairly close, but other than that, like a good 15 feet away. So there you go. Boom, you land right there. Or you hover right there, rather, at 30 feet. How far up, sorry?
Probably 30 feet in the air.
Sure. All right. Sounds good. That's your turn. Coming up next, we have Empty
I don't
Wisdom.
get an attack?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was thinking I might try to cast Catapult here as a second level spell.
Nice.
So that would be...
You pick up one of the rocks you animated and fling it where? It's just, you levitate
at the
Dwayne
beholder again.
the Rock Johnson and throw him at which one? I'm just saying that for flavor.
I'd be throwing it at the beholder.
All right, thunk. Make your attack roll, please.
So I think he gets
Or is
a dexterity save,
dex save.
or
Right,
half
right.
damage.
All right, go ahead, roll your damage while I'm looking up the dex save on this bad boy. Okay, he made it, so he gets half damage as the rock thumps into it.
Okay, and I'm throwing a 10-pound rock at him because that's the heaviest thing I can throw, and it should do 48 here.
Nice.
So 17.
17 points of wow. And half of that, though, right? All
8
right.
points.
There we go. Thank you very much. All right, coming up next, we're just going to get to the bottom of this, then we'll take a little break and we'll assess whether we want to keep going or not. Empty Wisdom. Empty's barely hanging on, just clambers to their feet now that they're not surrounded. Kind of, and it's actually mostly Empty. It's flickering back and forth between Wisdom and Empty. And kind of gets to their feet with the help of Gex. Kind of the old hold up to their feet, and then gives a nod. It's like, I'm not much good here, and begins to run back. And because they're a monk, they can go real far, so they get pretty far away from the mix, and wish Gex luck. And next up, Ashina.
That circle that you drew, I'm on the outskirts of.
Oh yes,
What
that
is
that was the teleport in. It actually it has now faded.
Oh, okay. So it's nothing that's going to damage me.
No. And you've got that thin little gold shimmer around you of protection from Hilda still.
How do I detect how far I am to something else?
There is a little measure tool if you want. You're currently about 15 feet from the beholder.
Give me the distance to Hilda.
To Hilda, you are 30 feet.
Good. Going there, I don't have to disengage, right?
Nope. you were fine. You were actually out of the range of everything. Actually, one of the guys with a big battle axe went right past you, and your eyes looked at you for a second, then just right off of you as it ran in to hit the beholder. You're right up there next to Hilda. What do you want to do?
I'm going to place Cure Wounds on her.
All right. Ooh.
Oh, thanks.
Healing.
Damn, that's
That
a high
is-
level
that is-
cast.
I only lost 20, so back to full health.
Hilda levitates
Well,
off the
I got
ground.
A feeling you're gonna need health better than me. Because I'm getting hell out of Dodge.
And you say that,
can't handle
and
this.
Hudrick is right there too, and he's like, "You got any of that for me?"
Oh.
Oh,
You
right.
want my help, do you? Fuck you, asshole.
Well deserved. All right. That's your
That
turn.
was my movement and my action.
Yeah, you have a bonus still.
I am preparing another spell for the next round.
Cool. You can let me know what it is then. All right, Ashina, that is the bottom of the order. And with that, we're going to pause and jump back into just us hanging out mode. We're going to take a break in a sec. Or do we want to stop the game here? What are you guys feeling? We can come back next week, next Tuesday, and pick up where we left off.
I could do
I'm
like one
probably gonna
round.
have to jump off now. So
Okay.
I stayed a little bit longer because it was just so riveting. You threw in that beholder just suddenly.
Things got a little hot there. A little spicy.
It's a little spicy.
Take a short break. Come back.
Wait, I have a bonus action, right?
Word
Yep.
from our sponsor.
You
can
can't cast
put a healing on
another
myself.
major spell though, just a cantrip.
No, it's not a major. It's a cantrip.
Oh,
Wait a minute. Where's that? Oh, I can't do it.
all right. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
All
heal
right. So
myself.
thanks for joining us, Hilda. Sorry, Timely. I'm so used to calling everybody by their. You all have different names. So we're going to take a little break for the rest of us. We'll come back, find out the name of the episode. Those who want to press on a little bit more, we can. But let's take a little break. Internet, thanks for sticking with us. We're going to be back in just a couple of minutes. And don't forget, you can always make suggestions for names, places, mistakes, all kinds of nonsense you can get up to with us. So thanks very much for joining us. We're going to take a break. See you in a few. Interweebs, we're coming back. Here we come. Everybody, we are on. Hello, and welcome back. We pick up right where we left off. There is a giant beholder. There is a naga horse creature. There is an oni giant standing there 10 feet tall and like terrifying. And all these ragtag humans who were bad. There's a wild elemental loose in the camp. There's all this going on. And we come back at the top of the order. We're going to circle back to Izzle when Bella's back. We're going to start at the top. Talithar. That is Gordon. Oh, I think something went funky with my monkey. Hold on. There it is. With my cameras, it went a little funny there. But okay, Gordon. What does Talithar do?
Okay. Ooh, this is a tough one. I'm either going to be using fear or blinding smite, but I see all these eyes, and I feel like I just want to blind this guy. So he's gonna bonus action blinding smite, his sword. So he just kind of like has his sword, and you just see this like bright white light as he just kind of like saying word, and it's just a radiant light just kind of envelops his longsword. He then has his shield up, and he's going to attack the beholder.
All right,
First two
make
attacks.
your rolls.
Okay. $26 is the first hit.
That's a
Is
hit.
that hit? I assume.
That is a hit.
Okay. So let's do the damage. It's
very
an extra
palpable hit.
3d8. Okay. So he does a 1d8 plus 7. So he does 1d8 plus 7. And he rolls an extra 3d8 for the radiant damage.
Nice.
11, so he does 19 damage on the first hit. And the
Jot that down. I'll punch
19
my
damage, and the target must succeed on a con save throw. Will be blinded.
Which eye?
One.
1 second. I have to figure something out real fast.
How many hit points it has?
Okay. It is currently facing in an arc. It had been eyeballing Ashina. And it is facing in that direction right now. Just gonna point that out. How do I do this? I don't know. We're gonna say that it's facing towards Ashina. I know that looks a little funny. And so Talithar, it's not facing in your direction. So it does work. Your sword does glow, and you smack it, and you cause it to get that damage. How much damage was it again?
19.
19. Nice. Whew. All
And
right.
it has to roll a con save.
Let me look this up real quick. Hold on. I gotta look this up real fast. Okay, so it doesn't get much on its con save, so that's going to be a 16. Does a 16 beat your DC?
My DC is a 60.
Meets tie. It does manage to save. I'm gonna say that 3 of the stalks blink closed on your side and then immediately open again. You're just like,
okay,
yeah, sorry, pal. Oh my god,
no problem.
Oh,
I'm
that's
gonna
super cute.
roll for my second attack.
Yeah, go for it.
Ooh, only 11. Miss.
No dice that
And
time.
that's it for me.
All right, coming up next. Sorry, I'm jumping all over the place. Gex. Oh, actually, it's Hoodrick's turn. Sorry, 1 second. Then it's Gex. Gex, you're on deck. Hoodrick is going to grit his teeth, look at the rest of you, and be like, well, I hope your luck holds. Snaps his fingers, disappears again. Casting invisibility on himself.
Do I not go before Hoodrick?
You do. Sorry, I didn't see. Okay, this is happening as you're there. What do you want to do, Bella? Or Isolde?
I have my brand on him, so yeah, it's. I
your
heard Talithar, but no, man, I'm attacking Hoodrick because I want that bastard dead.
All right.
He's tried to kill me too many times, and I don't know why.
Okay. I mean, you guys did sink his boat. That seems to be the thing
He
he's talking
attacked
about.
us first.
Yeah, that's true. He's not a nice guy.
I mean,
all right, make your roll.
He's holding
19.
on to a beef. He
Oh my
attacked
God.
us first.
Okay, so this is as he is getting ready to cast invisibility. You see him begin to make those motions. This is fairly simultaneous. You pull back your bow and you release the arrow. It goes flying at him, and he's just out of the corner of his eye. He just sees it and goes, "Ugh!" Shield as a reaction. Boom! First shot shatters against the shield, and he's like, "Come on!" You still have another attack, though. Go ahead.
Yeah.
His AC is currently 21.
Nope.
Second shot shatters off of that. and he looks at you, and then he grits his teeth, and then he goes invisible.
And
All right.
can I? Am I within 60 feet of him?
Let me check.
Yes.
Yes, you are. You're about 35 feet away.
Can I cast counterspell?
You absolutely can. This is just a regular old invisibility, so it's level 2, so it just boom, spell goes away, and he's like, come on! He's so livid right now. Oh, that is delicious. All right. Okay, thank you. So next up will be Gex.
The power of spite. So Gex will behold the beholder, pull out of his chest pocket the conjure elemental gem, which he was given by somebody at some point, and
It was a wedding present.
activate the charge.
Nice. All right. So where I believe it was a water elemental, if I remember correctly, or was it fire? Do you remember?
It says red. Oh, what is it?
Oh.
Hold on.
If it's red, then it is a fire elemental. So that makes my job
Yes.
easier.
Because if you have one fire elemental, you need two.
Okay.
So I will cast it kind of in this area here, in the or more like, in the middle of all them, and command it to attack the beholder.
All right. I'm gonna get
party.
you to roll a just a dexterity attack, just to see how well you aim this, because you literally take this thing, give it a kiss, and then throw it, and it explodes on impact.
What's my dex bonus? Is 4, so it comes off as 19.
Oh yeah, lands exactly where you want, right in between them all. If that's a good positioning there, what do you think?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah. Enough.
Okay, so that is
Rotated 90 degrees.
there you go. There's a second elemental on the field. Oh my goodness, this is ridiculous. Okay. Oh my DM brain is breaking.
As a bonus action, I'm gonna hide.
Fair enough. Everyone just sees this elemental leap out of this shattered crystal, and you look back, and Gex ain't there no more. All right, go ahead and roll a stealth check.
I don't know where he's gonna hide yet, but let's see.
There is brush kind of towards the Oni, kind of just past where Balin is hovering. You could go back towards Isolde.
So 27 is the
Damn.
total.
Okay. Nice. All right, you are well hidden. Hilda's turn. Hilda is healing up with Ashina. I'm not going to make a major decision on Hilda's behalf. Hilda's going to go around Ashina and stand in front and post up, getting ready to attack, and is just looking at the whole slew of critters over there. And then Hilda, having taken the time to look around, points, and you can see a massive wall of skeletons. Grab skeleton. A bunch of them. Nope. Hold on. I just gotta grab some skellies here. Why? Okay. Yeah. Oh, here we go. I can do it this way. 1 second. All right. There's a whole bunch of skeletons are just walking forward out of the woods, kind of on all sides, as you can now hear, and she calls out, she's like, look out! And the Oni is muttering, and this kind of necromantic pulse of purple energy is radiating out from the Oni as a bunch of skeletons come walking out of the forest. That's probably enough for now, and kind of on most sides. So you've definitely got some little skellies to worry about. Oh, this crossbow guy right there starts getting in an argument with one of them, shoving back and forth, and kind of fighting over his own crossbow with it. All right, that's going to be Hilda's turn. next up. Okay. The beholder turns its head in an arc, and as it turns this way, past the tree, ignoring all the other enemies, looking towards the tree and the elemental, actually just the tree suddenly stops moving and just is a tree again. The magic that was animating that tree no longer in effect. All right, the beholder's other eye stalks swivel in multiple directions, and it's going to do 3 eye rays. First one. Oh shit. Okay. Hey, there's 6 of you. Perfect. Oh no, 7, 8. Okay. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll roll the D8 over here. Donnie. Is Donnie there still? I don't...
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, Donnie, I need you to do a dexterity saving throw. Oh, wait, hold on. Wisdom save on behalf of the... no, yours is dex, but the beholder tries to target you with a wisdom save of 17. I'm going to say that beats Hilda's save, so it does successfully target you. That thin little gold protection just shatters as one of the eyes targets you. How did you do on your
My
dex save?
save was only a 9.
You add Hilda's proficiency to your
plus
saving
4.
throw. Charisma modifier.
Yeah,
That'd
so
be 13.
add. So
Okay.
13 is still not enough. You're going to take 55 points of necrotic damage
I'm dead.
as it
Dead.
unleashes a death ray. That's what it's actually called. One of
last
the eye
rainbow
stalks on
does
its
stuff.
back just flares and locks eyes with Ashina and drops like a sack. All right,
Unless
next.
Rainbow does something in place.
Not yet. And Hilda, another eye twitches towards her, and this bluish blue light goes pulsing at her, and this hypnotic, and her eyes, she kind of glints in the locks eyes with it for a second, and she on her behalf, I'll do a save. It is a wisdom saving throw. Natural 20. She's just like, ugh, shrugs off whatever that effect was going to be. Okay, and the last final one. Okay, the final one is going to target Talithar. Actually, hold on. I'll roll. 1, 2. Yeah, I'll roll for it. All right. I'm gonna say this one also targets Hilda and picks her up. She immediately just lifts off her feet, flipping half upside down, and is just flung off into the branches in the far side with a telekinetic shove that just send her just off into the brush. All right, that is the beholder's turn. It is now Torig's turn. Torig, barely holding on, looks up at Talithar and goes, "I'm sorry, friend. I'm trying." And casts Earthen Grasp. Talithar, do a strength saving throw, please. As a massive earthen hand reaches up right next to you and tries to grab you.
$24.
24 and misses you as you do a quick dive, dodge, dip, dodge, and dive, and get out of the way. It is still there, and And Torrig looks rough. Now that you see him up close, dwarven complexion aside, is hollow. Like, he looks exhausted, and I mean that quite literally. It looks like it's been, like, he's got dried blood in his ears. Like, he looks like he's actually a little bit damaged. But he looks at you, and then with pity and sorrow, and he's like, "I'm sorry." And then the red gem flares with this little glint of light, and his eyes kind of glaze over for a second, and he's like, "Oh, okay." And he gets to his feet. Okay, that is those guys, and now the Naga. Actually, since I'm here, the Oni's gonna actually do something first. Sure. The Oni is going to go running 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Actually, yeah. It's going to go up and over, just stepping into the wind, flying, just up off the ground, and goes to tackle Balin, the dwarf who's flying right there. So it's going to do an attack on you, Balin. Melee attack. He gets 2 of them.
I got 18 AC.
23, and oh, that one's cocked. I'll roll it again. And a 2, so one of them hits, and that's going to do.
Balin is flying at 30 feet,
and so is the Oni. It can
he's flying too. Damn.
Yeah, the Oni can just be like, go flying after him. This massive ogre-looking thing, just ogre mage flying.
Oh, I tried to help you.
It's in the air. It's like dwarf on Oni, just tackle.
Okay.
The claws. Wow. You take 8 points of slashing damage from its one successful claw attack there, Balin.
All right.
Okay. Now it is the Nagas, and it's going to it's going to cast a spell on number 5. Balin, I need you to do a Constitution saving throw, please.
Ooh, that would be a nat 20.
Whoa!
23 in total.
So you're going to take half of this, which is probably good. That's going to be 32 points of damage. I'm just doing the... but you take half of that. So you take 16 points of necrotic damage. As it targets you, the snake's head pivots towards the flying dwarf and is like, "Yeah, that one was mine." It says more to the Oni than to you. And then it targets you with blight, and you just feel all the moisture in your body just drain away. But you shrug off the worst of the effects, so you take 16 points of necrotic damage. All right, that's that thing's turn, and last of the Bedis, Isolde. Where'd it go? Hold on, gotta find it. Sorry, too many things. Too many. Isolde, you get a half a second's warning. I want to ask you a question. You see bone white out of the corner of your eye and instinctively start to look. Do you want to look? Or do you want to avert your gaze? It will be for the whole turn, though. Your call.
I'm going to let the dice decide. Evens, I look. Odds, I don't. I look.
All right. So you turn and you see appearing in front of you, almost as though it was just at the dead body of the crossbowman in front of you, leaning over it. It's now standing up and it looks towards you. And you lock eyes for a second, and I need you to do a Constitution saving throw. This is not one you want to bork.
Wow. No pressure. Nope. Too bad. I
would like to point out You are so lucky. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you got a 9. You needed a 13, so you did not successfully save. However, really bad things happen if you fail by 5 or more. So you failed by 4.
So only pseudo bad things are gonna
It's bad,
happen.
but it's not that bad. You take 16 points of necrotic damage as this thing looks at you, and you lock eyes with it, and you're just like, and it beckons towards you, and you're like, nope, no, and you feel your soul leave your body for a second, and then you heave it back in, taking 16 points of necrotic damage, but you are okay. From here on out, if you choose to, you can actively choose to avert your eyes, anybody who wants to, but you're okay for now. Okay, so the Reaper is in play, and that is its turn. Next up, it is, where was I? Oh yeah, Elias's turn. I'm gonna say, actually, I was gonna give you, well, I don't know. You bamf to an outcropping not too far away. You're still pretty far. You can still see down there, just barely, mostly because of the flickering elementals. So, Elias, you can see at this distance, your grandmother's next to you, and she just lets go of your hand. Is like, I didn't know what else to do.
Eli's just in a bit of inner turmoil right now. He doesn't know how to process what's going on. He just kind of looks on at the light, the flickering lights going on, and looks back at his grandma. And he's just kind of at a loss for words.
I'm supposed to die tonight, boy. I was trying to spare you that. Maybe not. Maybe all this time. I put so much stock in the fates and reading it, but what do you think? We can go back. Make a stand with those damn fools and Gex, or we could go. The choice is yours, boy.
I'm gonna flip for it. Yeah, he's gonna take out a piece of gold and just says, "Well, if fate's the hot topic of the day, let's see what it wants us to do."
Nice.
Because I read it wrong. Well, a gold piece or something.
No, I mean you.
Oh, I was just gonna roll a d4. Sorry.
Yeah, that'll
And then
work. We can do
odds
that.
is head. Yeah.
All right.
So odds I'm staying, evens I'm going. I'm gone. Go back with grandma.
All right. You turn. You take her hand, and you both begin to descend down the mountain, the other pass, heading towards back home? Or are you going to head to the smuggler's den? Where are you going to go?
Definitely to the smuggler's den to alert them. Because even though I'm not going back to help, I'm still... There's some trouble brewing, like people need to know.
Fair enough. All right, so you start heading back towards the smuggler's den. The wise route. Perhaps. Okay. Coming up next, Hudrick and friends. Okay, hold on. I will also trust the dice here. D4. Evens, odds. And it was a 1. Odds. All right. So that Asher, the cleric there with the knowledge cleric with the runes zipping past, calling out, "Attack the abominations!" and raises up the spiritual weapon, and it's gonna make an attack with the spiritual weapon. Is about to do that, and then boom! The fire elemental just down strikes on him, hits him solidly, doing 2d8 damage. Oh! Okay, takes a hit, burning, falls to his knees, but is still alive. Okay, Asher's still in the mix, but definitely hurting. All right. That was 9 points. Okay, cool. All right, next up, the various soldiers take swings. I'm going to try to do this as quick as I can. The two who are base to base with the Naga, one of them hits, doing 10 points of damage to the Naga. That ain't nothing. That ain't nothing at all. The battle axe guy just tries to go at the beholder, trying to chop off some stalks there. Does get one hit, and that's a dual-handed battle axe, so that's a D10. All right, so that's 12 points of damage on the beholder, as the double-headed axe guy that used to be toe-to-toe with Hilda's just tearing into it. All right, that's not nothing. All right, I'm probably missing some. A couple of are there any crossbow people left? There are 2, so they fight some of the skeletons, and I'm just gonna hand wave. It's minion on minion, boom, and boom. However, the 2 skeletons who just got there are gonna try to, got a nat 20, so that guy drops. So the first crossbow guy gets overwhelmed by these 2 skeletons, and that's that. Okay, that I believe is all of Hoodrick's men, except Hoodrick himself.
We've done 39 damage to the beholder.
Yep. 49, because the battle axe guy just smacked him for 10.
Okay. Cool.
Hoodrick is looking back and forth, and I'm going to get Hoodrick to do what is effectively a composure test. Not good with a 3. Hoodrick is showing his colors and decides to... None of this has been working. He casts Expeditious Retreat on himself and goes to run away. And the elemental gets a free strike on him. So it does. Oh! That's only... Wait a sec. That's only 14. And so it misses as smashes the ground, takes a swing, and misses as Hoodrick runs very quickly north as fast as he can. And pretty much almost off the map. He's able to do a lot this turn, 60 feet. I guess range might matter here, so... As I drop out of the game. Let me jump back in there. All right, so coming up next, as the DM stops playing with himself, Balin's turn, followed by Empty and Ashina. Ashina is down, by the way.
Okay. There's a lot I can do here.
You are toe-to-toe with an Oni.
I think maybe I'll get my flying rocks to attack the beholder, and then I'm gonna shoot probably I think Earthen Grasp at Hoodrick, who's trying to run away.
Nice. You will probably... What's the range on Earthen Grasp?
I believe it's 120? Oh no. 30 feet plus 5 feet per something.
Okay.
Either way, I have 60 feet of move, so I can catch up with them.
The Oni will get a swing at you,
The Oni will get a swipe at you. You can't leave them.
Well, yeah, you can if you want to.
It's highly not recommended to do that.
You can do what you want.
You can, though, if you want. It's up to you.
What do you want to do, Matt?
Sorry, I'm just reading the spell real quick here.
No problem. You are currently somewhere around 85 feet away from Hoodrick. So if you move 30, that'll put him to 55 feet. Oh no, you're flying. You have 60 feet of movement. So you can get within 30 feet of him. You can get to 25 feet if you want to risk the attack of opportunity from that Oni.
You know what? Sure, why not? I'll risk it. I'm wearing armor.
All right.
I'm feeling lucky.
Does 21 hit your AC?
It does indeed.
All right. You're going to take 8 points of slashing damage.
All right.
And you are able to move. So you move in a beeline towards him.
Yeah. 60
got the
feet
wrong
away
guy.
from this dangerous creature and 60 feet closer to the guy we're trying to capture.
That's probably not a bad thing. Yeah, you're just within 30 feet of him.
Beautiful. All right. That'll be an earthen grasp then.
I have an earthen
So
grasp
I
on
think
there.
you get
I'll draw
a
it.
strength save against it, DC 14, it looks like.
Okay, sure thing. Let's see how this goes. The mage is doing a strength save. Oh, rolled a 2. So he is locked in place as this hand just... describe how your earthen hand gets a hold of Hudrick.
I kind of maybe like the idea that I can see the path he's running, and it kind of just shoots up just in front of him and you know, grabs him by the leg.
Nice. And he tries to go running past it. Ah! Do you want it to cause damage?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, I think it can do 2d6, so go ahead and roll it.
Yeah, 2d6. Only a 4.
Matt, how do you want to do this? I don't usually say that, but it's against Hudrick. He had 2 hit points.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Well, like I said, I wanted to kind of summon it right in front of him. So let's say as he's running towards it, a hand just shoots up out of the ground and grabs his leg.
Maximilian's
Pulls him
earthen
just off
clothesline.
his feet, and his head cracks into a rock on the ground or something. And
I
he's
love
just...
it. Love it. Ah.
Yanks the nuts off him.
I mean, I could do that too, yeah.
And he's running
The old
because
nut.
he's doing like extra speed because of expeditious retreat. So it's just like boom. And he is down and dying. Oh boy, that is hilarious. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
I think that's my first kill too.
That is absolutely worth it. Okay, coming up next. Empty Wisdom is looking pretty rough. Is gonna you know what? I think Empty Wisdom's gonna run back and get side by side with Isolde and try to cover your eyes, Isolde, with their hand, and then do some monk shit, I believe is what they call it, and is going to do patient defense, probably. I think that'll be it. I don't want to speak for Darcy's character. All right, Ashina, I need you to do a death save, please.
Don't even know if it's a death save needed.
I
think it's seen as dead.
mean, 55.
Yeah, well,
Necrotic.
Well, I had 28 hit points.
so you're not beyond half. So yeah, do a death save for me.
Okay, I'll go for it.
Just roll a
I don't
d20.
know how. Okay. That means I gotta go over
You got to get better than 10, or it's a failure. You get 3 of these, in theory.
Just hit that, I guess.
That's a success.
13.
All right, so you are still
Right.
still breathing. 1
Can-
success.
Can Rainbow do something?
What do you have in mind?
That which I had spoken to you about.
Yeah. Okay. What do you want? You go ahead and describe it, though. Your little
I think
fairy
she would,
dragon.
she would actually try to do the casting, knowing that I'm unconscious.
Now, they remind me what it is you're trying to cast. I'm sorry.
Teleport me to the Feywild.
Oh, right. Sure, absolutely. Let's do that. So, so you're fallen and your breathing is getting real ragged, and the little creature that was nuzzled in your bosom there, that you saved and it saved you, kind of nuzzles in, trying to wake you up, and then realizing you're not responding, crawls up towards away out of your kind of cloak there and up towards your face and just tries licking your chin, and there's no response. It's like, and then it looks around, takes in how dangerous this territory is, and starts singing this high-pitched whine of a song. And the dirt and the rocks around you begin to just levitate a little bit off the ground. These pebbles in a circle around you and the fairy dragon, very localized. And the little singing rises up to a higher pitch. And it begins to resonate in the whole area. I'm just going to get you to roll a d20, and I'm going to get you to add 4 to it. You're rolling on behalf of the fairy dragon to see how well it can cast this spell.
15.
15. The rocks around you, one by one, hitting the ground, making this rhythmic thumping in line with the singing of the fairy dragon. It's perched on you, its little tiny rainbow-scaled tail wrapped around your fallen arm, just trying to nuzzle in, this little wings trying to flap to lift you off the ground, but you're a little bit too heavy, and it's just kind of pulling up. And it rises to a crescendo, and with the final rock, it hits the ground, and then the fairy dragon stays still, arced for a second, and then comes down and nuzzles in, its head right up next to your throat. And it sings that last note. And underneath you, in the middle of the circle, the ground opens up, and you fall through. And the dirt and the rocks close up around. And it's like you were never there. This almost perfect circle of stones surrounding where you were fallen. And Ashina has left this world. For now. All right. We can keep going. Or we can stop for the night. It's getting a bit late. I think we're going to have to stop there.
I think we got to stop there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks very much, everybody, for playing. Thank you so much. I think we all know probably Donnie's going to have to join us in a different game. So thanks very much, Donnie. I hope that went the way you'd hoped. It was definitely dramatic. That was intense. All right.
Well, yeah. At least Rainbow Folk came through for me.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much to everybody for playing tonight. We'll be back here again on Tuesday. We do need an episode name, so internet or players, what do you think? What should we name tonight's episode? This was
hell broke loose.
All hell broke loose.
Either that or that was fucked.
That was fucked. I was right.
How about
Clusterfluck.
Gex grabs grandma? No.
Internet.
Wow.
Those of you joining us, you're welcome to help us name our episode right now. Instagram, welcome to the fold. Thanks for rolling with us. Actually, you know what's funny? It's funny you mentioned that, because when I put this into Kobold Fight Club, because I always want to know, like, how dangerous is this? I looked that up, and at the bottom, you probably can't see that, but at the very bottom, it'll say difficulty deadly, but then it'll say what it feels like. And so when I first started, I started putting stuff in. It said, feels like a moderately deadly encounter. And then I was like, okay, what about this? And so I added a bit more. As I added what I had planned, it began to be like, feels extremely deadly. And then finally it just says, I don't know if you can see that. It's super blurry. It just says, feels what?
I can't see it.
See, where?
Yeah.
I couldn't see it either.
I mean, seeing all those legendary creatures on the battlefield, that's kind of how I feel.
Yeah. And like,
I mean,
there were some pretty fun moments with the Oni flying up to tackle the flying dwarf. Talithar, like, freaking thoring his way into the middle of all of that. Get them. That was fun.
How many characters are left there? 1, 2,
not very many of us.
4,
There's enough.
4,
Ashina's gone.
5.
Empty's
Elias
there.
is gone.
I think I see 6.
Empty is barely here.
Oh, that's right. She's with you, so that's 7 people.
Yeah.
And I,
It can be done. We just like, if you focus fire, if we focus fire, we've done in the 40s of damage already on the main one. So
I've
like,
lost some of my major power though, because I have no
I'm just
more.
saying, you don't
X's.
even.
Yeah, I'm
I agree.
super low on magic.
But I mean, if you focus fire, like we've done probably about close to around a quarter of the damage in just one round.
I have all my hit points.
Actually, I still have all my fourth
It
level
hasn't
spells.
even
Actually.
touched.
I don't.
I'll be fine.
We'll
Hey,
be fine.
Hilda's-
TPK,
Hilda
baby.
isn't on the screen right now, but she is off in the
She's
woods
fine.
to wherever it got yeeted her, and she was full health.
Yeah, Hilda's fine. Someone else is going to show up soon.
Fine. It's fine. We're all fine here.
All fine here. We're all fine.
They'll be fine.
All right. Well, we'll find out next week. That'll be Tuesday. Please join us on Tuesday if you like this. Don't forget to hit the button with the subscribe. We do have an ad coming up, Steve, so we'll cut to that in just a second. But yeah, if you like our stuff, please follow. And to those listening on podcasts, I believe it was Michigan. Keep on kicking it in the dick. Oh, I was supposed to blurt that out. I hit the button, but I didn't do it. You know what, Michigan? I think that's how you roll anyway. Kick it in the dick. Happy to see you downloading the stuff, so please keep that up and hit the like and the follow and say hey, and thanks everybody for joining us at the table. I gotta say, it's been fun throwing the like classic epic monsters at you guys. I honestly thought it would just steamroll you, but you made some choices. All right, so we'll see where this goes next week. All right.
I didn't have a hell of a choice.
Well, you made some choices about whether to keep fighting all the enemies or focus fire. And you kind of almost chose both. Almost.
No, actually, I went over to help Hilda.
That's right. That's
I
right.
didn't get a
You
chance
did
to
decide
choose.
to take the path of peace. Well, sort of.
I didn't get a chance to choose.
Yeah.
And the next thing I know, I'm dead. It's like, okay.
That's the way it goes sometimes. I mean, you could have gone after Hudrick, but you chose to save your friend instead. That is a choice. So, thank you very much. I think that's
The admirable choice.
It is. Gex did the same, and then Isolde and
I did
Balin
not.
did not, and that was an epic clothesline. Wow. All right, we're out. Have a great night, everybody. And now, a word from our non-sponsor. Take it away.
Well, this week's sponsor is especially requested by the DM. So, we've had a lot of companies sponsor us more than once. So this is a company we've heard from before with a new product. So is your skin cracked like leather, feeling the passage of time toughen your exterior like the hide left in the tanning rack for far too long? Maybe you just like Clint Eastwood movies way too much. You've trusted your old mice deodorant for years. It's gotten you through tough times, first dates, business meetings, summer camp, voyages at sea, trial by combat, years in prison filled with torture and death. Now you're free. You're ready to get back into the dating game, and you've met a special lady. Let's call her Beatrice.
Beatrice.
You want to make a good impression. Choose very old spice. Barrel aged for 23 years at 11,000 feet in elevation. Our special blend of herbs, spices, rendered beaver fat, spruce tip oil, and birch bark will make you feel like you've earned everything you have. Like
It
you
smells
deserve
like
to be
Choda.
here. And nothing can stop you from taking what's yours. Grandma never stood a chance. Very old spice.
Thank you. Sorry, I punched the microphone. Hey, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Join us next time for more Strange Acquaintances. Bye-bye.